you better best watch out. You better best put your best Counter-Strike first, or they're about to slap you.
Yeah, and I've seen Carrigan working so hard with the guys, you know, at the hotel. They've been practicing non-stop. They have to elevate their game. We're going to see if they can do that today. But here's the thing I definitely want to talk about. The wild card of the tournament. Eternal Fire. Who had Eternal Fire in the top 8?
I didn't have it. We did have this conversation. They are knocking on the door of the top 10, top 8, so to speak. But it felt like, you know, when it came down to the crunch games, they played some stellar CS. We had our doubts. I personally had my doubts about the mental state, the mentality of this team, and can they continue to remain calm under pressure? And we saw a few cracks early during the opening stages, the elimination stages. But when it came to really, you know, buckle down and play the CS they've been playing so well for the past few months, they delivered. I'm looking at someone like Xantares, how long we've been talking about him as a star. He's been leading by example, but just the story of the youth in Wicadia.
俺の思ったより先にオープニングが始まってた。すまん。
Listen, if you have a heart somewhere hidden under your chest, you feel for Eternal Fire, and you feel for their journey, and you're happy for them. But the truth is, outside of WAXEE, none of them know what it is to play on the stage. It is their first playoff at a major, and some would argue it's long overdue. With Space Soldiers in 2018, it came down to one game. It's the 9th to 11 finish, and now they go to the stage. So, of course, there is a world in the full romance of it where they actually come guns a-blazing. There's also a world where the pressure gets to them, and they let the mental game get the best of them, and they sort of crumble out. That's what I'm afraid of when it comes to Eternal Fire, and they're going to have to show character to step up here in Copenhagen.
It is pretty much uncharted territory for this team, right? Coming in, forget just the major, even when it comes to big events, they barely ever really have playoff runs.
これでコメントをしてもいけるはず。 よし。
We don't know. We don't know.
But so far, they've surprised us at every single turn.
Well, we can also talk about Mouse as a surprise. I didn't have them going 3-0. I've been a bit of a hater on Mouse, honestly.
Yeah, what happened to you?
I know. The thing is, I've just consistently underestimated them, you know, because I'm like, I want my teams to have consistent AWPers. I want my teams to have, you know, you can rely on them. And I don't think they have that. And Torji has absolutely proved me wrong. And Jimfat was one of the best players coming in to this stage. So Mouse have a real chance here of upsetting everybody.
I can understand. I mean, you've been keeping your finger on the pulse of Counter-Strike, but you hiatus is when they came rising up, right? This is when Mouse really made a statement in the game. And listen, I really do appreciate the success that they had because they were one of the first orgs out there to bank and bet on the youth. To say, our academy team, we're going to trust these guys. The Xertion, the Shuhi, the Torji, we're going to give them a chance. And then even at Frozen, which was a little bit more experienced, but still a relatively young kid. And then Yimpat, what a find. What a catch to find this Yimpat, who now shows no sign of nerves at all. Absolute ice in his vein. Extremely reliable anchor. One of the highest rated player of the elimination stage, and crazy to me to think I don't doubt he's going to show up. I have no doubt at all.
For me, look at Shuhei and his team. He did pull another team to the grand finals of the major just last year in Paris, and now he's back here with his old friends. He said it, I'm happy to do it with my friends over here. And for me, there is no doubt about this team when it comes to them playing Counter-Strike. For me, the doubt is the ceiling, it's the arena games.
スイッチバンされたからな。
No, I mean, listen. If you like Carrigan and his,
俺なんか悪いこと言ったかな。
we are looking at the first years of a Carrigan-like profile, and this is where the hype is coming from. Which you like the mentality he's showcased already, the mindset he's showcased, his ability to call, to remain calm as well in hot, fiery situation. I've been very much on the Shui hype train from
バイタリティ応援するか。
and I keep on being impressed, and I think he's
豆さん Twitch 配信じゃないんですか。
永
久版ですか。
永久版ですね。永久版です。6ヶ月後に再申請できるんで、6ヶ月まで待ってください。
Listen, I didn't want to say this at the start because we were all loving each other and everyone was feeling good, but I think they might win today.
俺なんか言ったっけ？
わらわら。
何も言ってなくない？みんな見に来てくれてありがとうね。そう、バンされた。これ、ボロミちゃんの声でかい？ボロミちゃんの声でかい。
アットマークレフティ。
いやいや、見て、みんなの名前はちゃんと覚えてるから大丈夫。大読ちゃんの声がでかくなければいいな。みんなに大読ちゃんの声聞こえなくてもいいから下げてみる。いやさ、そんな俺配信中にはなんか暴れてねえんだけど。何で、なんか、暴言でバンされてたけど、俺暴言入ったの？よくわかんない。まあいいよ、みんなで見よう。どっち勝つと思う？最近 C9 調子いいんだよね。C9 調子いい。俺もバイタリティ応援してる。俺バイタリティファンだから。やっぱバイタリティだよね。もっと見やすいところにかけとくか。どこが分かりやすいか。ただちょっと最近マジで C9 調子いいのよ。ごめんね、ツイッチバンされてたからさ。全然グループステージも配信してなかったよね。申し訳ないね。許してほしい。みんなで一緒に CS2 見ようねって言ったのにね。
C9 も強いですね。
C9 も強いんだよね。C9 もね、メインアウパーなしでここまで来てるからな。すいません、本当に申し訳ない。
フェーズがなんか微妙い。
フェーズはね、今ちょっとね、負けるんじゃねえかって感じでね、みんな予想をね、ドンクにしてるね。スピリットにしてる。有名なプレイヤーたちの予想はね、カーリガン以外にはね、フェーズにしてて、スピリットにしてて。
レス715。赤色が調子戻って嬉しい。
そう、掲示板、匿名掲示板の方はまだ使えるから、そのまま使ってください。そう。アクサイルの調子がね、CSGO の最後らへんちょっと、CSGO の最後らへんから、CS、なんかアクサイルちょっと、こいつ微妙じゃねえかみたいな。なったけど CS2 始まってからちょっと登ってって、今すげえ調子いいや。CSGO 最後の3ヶ月間と CS2 が始まった最初の3ヶ月間比べても、アクサイルはめちゃくちゃ調子いい。だって数字上上がってる。なんかトロフィー含んでねえか。なんか出さない。こんなもんか。なんかダサいっていうか、なんかトロフィー感ねえな。
So now these are the numbers, this is how it happened down there, but just for context, the second map is on a knife's edge. The second map is a story of a couple of rounds.
なんでずっとこのチームスピリットやって出してんだ。C9 とバイタリティじゃなくて。まあということでね、6ヶ月後、ごめんなさい、ツイッチさんにしなきゃいけなくて。
AI はダンク強いけどダンクに取られてると白がどんどんキルする。
6ヶ月後ちょっとごめんなさいしなきゃいけないから。そしたら、ツイッチに戻れたらね、ツイッチでまた配信します。戻れなかったらもうおしまいです。ドンク強いけど、白とあとね、名前忘れちゃった。1週間試合見てないからな。名前がなくなっちゃった。受賞登録もしたのに。ゾンティックス。例えば C9 のパーフェクトが意味深なツイートしたんだよね、この前。俺リツイートはした気がする。いいねだけしかしてないから。俺のツイートのいいね欄を見ればわからないけど、あんまり人に見せられないいいね欄だけど。
ability to play
あれだっ
fast
たよ。
Counter-Strike, slow Counter-Strike, good clutching ability, strong players towards the late round, and on the CT side you rely on incredible amount of
何かがあ
skill.
る。
When Zontix is your
意味深
major
ツイートしてた。
debutant,
み
but
ん
one
な
of the
何か
strongest
がわから
anchor
ない。
we have in the game, and Magix is like a
何かが起きるの
supporting
かみたいな。
type player who can play anywhere. Like, holy hell, where is the weakness for
い
Spirit?
やな、
We
コ
have
ペン
seen
ハーゲン
their
行きてえけど
We have
高えよ
seen
な。
some weaknesses, though. We have seen slight little chinks in the armor, slight little cracks, and I feel this is where some teams are going to be putting in the chisel, trying to pry it open. I believe there are a couple of
Bro,
cracks.
they lost like
We've seen-
one game. They lost like one. They lost one
They
game.
have been tested.
They lost one game.
They can bleed. And you know what?
ちなみに今回このデンマークのコペンハーゲンで大会が行われてるけど、
Just real quick, I talked about them at the start. It was
デン
mainly
マーク
just
勢
the
は
crowd
ほ
was
ぼ全
listening.
滅して、
But,
今
look,
残ってるのは
G2
フェーズのインゲームリーダーである
I'm
カーリガン
amazed
と
that I really do think
G2 のインゲームリーダーであ
they could
る
have come in as hometown
ボクシーしかいません。
heroes, 'cause they've got
全滅した。
Boxy. Boxy's Danish, right?
結局インゲームリーダー2人しか残らなかった。
But it just hasn't happened.
破壊された。
We're gonna tease
あ
it out here.
デンマークヒーローね。
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
still a reaction.
Yeah, okay.
ここではヒーローだから。
Yeah.
うん、我らがホクシー選手だから。
But look, this is my. You're talking about nightmare scenarios, right? Here's mine. Yeah,
他の地域ではもう何やってんこいつって言われてるけど、
right? I'm just telling you, you just shouldn't. We all saw what
生まれ
happened.
故郷では
We all saw Huxley whip 10 shots in the back of a station
Right.
with crashed opponent, and you know, like screaming after you do that when you win. I guess if you need to do it, fine. But here's the thing: it's like now, as we said about FaZe, all bets are off for this team. They've got Munacy. I think he's the most valuable player in Counter-Strike. Maybe Donk is setting the highest bar right now. So they can conceivably win this major, and I'm just saying, PGL production, Hooksy's going to be on stage next to me, drinking a glass of milk. How's my major today, dickhead? And I am in a nightmare.
I mean, it's a nightmare for you, but honestly, if they are able to pull this off, it would be incredible because we cannot forget the fact that for Nico, how tantalizing.
今回会場こういうさ、あれなんだね。なんだろう。スタジアム形式じゃないんだね。スタジアム形式っていうのこうわかる。今アリーナ席しか映ってないけどさ、スタジアム形式はないのかな。絶対あるよ。いいな、若い子が見に行って、彼らが未来のさ、エースプレイヤーになるんだよ。昔からデンマークはね、カウンターストライクプレイヤー多いからね、やっぱアリーナ席多いからね。
S716 豆さんがツイートしてた SE チンプルが C 級でやらない理由がわかるって何ですか？
これ、あれは意味深についてね。あれはあの事件の後じゃないか。
Yeah, maybe. Look,
What did he get? What did he get?
3月24日。
Camera, I want to see. Whatever, it's done. But no, I think, look, I think actually G2 maybe needed that. Maybe it's just like, we just need one break. We just need one thing to go our way and to generate some self-belief. Because, you know, if God is on your side, can you lose?
Is it the god or the devil? I'm not sure.
テロの後だった。
But listen, I agree with you. It's just been Munacy consistently delivering in the server again and again and again and again. And I look at Nexa Hunter and Nico, the trio who were there in
シンプルインタビューで、インタビューか何かでロシア人と一緒にやらないって。まあ一応ロシア人と一緒にやらないって C9 と一緒にやらないと。今の構成では。
Performances were far away from that. This isn't the G2 we were looking at. But I think the quarterfinal is where we set the tone. The
言う
quarterfinal
理
is
由
where
もわかる
you
よ
get to know everything you
な。
need
テロも
about
そうだし。
G2. Because if they beat Mouse,
テロ
nobody
の
stops
後
them
の
to the
犯
grand
人のあれもそうだ
But
し。
final. You got to be ready for that.
There's one of the team we have to talk
ロシア
about.
の
One
発
of the
表もそうだし。
greatest organizations in esports
まだま
history.
だ
Obviously, always there or thereabouts in Counter-Strike. It's Na'Vi. And they're a little
い
bit
ないにや
different
る。
because the great one, not here. And now they're having to do it with new parts, new pieces, a new
みたいな話をして俺はツイッチバンされたのか。これヘイトスピーチなのか。嘘や。何がついてないんだけどな。でもまあ俺がルール違反したからしょうがない。ルールはルールだから。日本もこの鳴り物応援、俺は鳴り物野球好きだから鳴り物応援好きだからさ、これ入れてほしいよな、甲子園が好きだから、甲子園好きだから。日本の e スポーツの大会もこれ OK にしてほしいんだよな。規制が厳しいんだよな。あと慣れてない人、どうしたん
？Like honestly, their ability to just have new players coming in and take the time to establish a game plan that's working, to establish protocols that are working, and then trust that Alexibi over time is going to get the team to where he needs to be.
デンマークはね、昔からカウンターストライクソースで多いからね、だから CS2 も CS2 も強いんだけどさ、だからこれ若い子が多いよね。これはもう昔からコペンハーゲンで開催される大会はずっとそう。すごい若い子が多い。逆にさ、
マミさんが言ってたいいねがどこらへんかわからなかった。
いいの？何のいいね？あ、俺のいいね。俺のいいねいっぱいおっぱいが出てくるでしょ。またちょっと時間空いたら、俺が最近見つけた可愛い AV 女優さんとグラビアアイドルさんのツイッターアカウント貼ってくる。あ、これじゃない？いいねしたやつ。これいいな？これツイートした？何の話したっけ？あ、これだ。これは俺これどこでコメントするんだ？これは俺どこでコメントするんだ？
エレクトロニックとか。
エレクトロニック。ああ、じゃああれだ。あれだ。どこだっけな。グループ予選の途中だったんだよな。てかみんな、一件目どうなった？俺やばい。シルバーになりそう、このまま。エレクトロニックはね、これ。あ、エレクトロニックじゃなくてパーフェクトだった。ごめん。これ俺どこでコメントするんだろう。この機能、ギフト、スパチャ。これ自分で自分の配信にコメントするにはどうすればいいの？違うな。ちょっと待ってな。なんだかおかしくなっちゃった。バック。コメントってコメントどうやって自分で出すの？自分のなるほどね。自分の配信見なきゃいけないのか。
俺いつも仕事から帰ってきたら締め切られてます。
あ、言ったじゃん。だからネットをつながればHLTV からできるって今回言ったじゃん。HLTV からできてたんだよ今回。言ったじゃん。ここであと10分あるよ。今回のやつ。俺今回これあと10分いじれる。俺はバイタリティ勝つと思ってる。スピリット。これナビ、ここかけね。ここかけ。
今回のはできてますわら。
これかけ。
前回のが。
まあみんな今回で、ここに壊れてるからいいよ。大丈夫。誰も当たらないよ。そっか、自分の配信を見てないとあれなのか。コメント書き込めない仕組みなのか、これは。なるほどね。違うわ。思い出した。これ自分のYouTube スタジオを開かなきゃいけないんだ。
VIT 優勝にしてます。
いや、それもある。俺も最初バイタリティ優勝にして、で、スピリットにかけた。ライブ配信。で、アナリティクスじゃないな。いや、これ YouTube ライブスタジオでいじるんだったっけな。どうでいじるんだっけな。最近やってないから忘れちゃった。入場シーン始まります。Oh my gosh.
Royal Arena. This is the start of something very special. This is the start of a new era in Counter-Strike. And it all begins in a new game, fresh Counter-Strike 2. We look back and we see this major where lots of players make
YouTube のさ、ライブ。
going further than before. They're the
いや
new
ライブ
generation.
投稿ライブ
Then
開
we
始
have
じゃな
the
くてなん
old
か
guard, the legends. They've been here before. They know what it feels like. They know what it is all about. But Denmark is the kingdom of Counter-Strike.
あこれだ
And Denmark has given us their royal arena for
Yes, yes, yes.
these teams to do battle and fight it out to crown the first ever champion of Counter-Strike 2. Legends will be made here. It is our 20th major. This is history that you will all witness in front of you. So let me ask you, are you ready?
イエーイ
Well, let's bring on our first
こ
team.
れがツイッチバンされてなかったらもっとみんなで見れるんだけどね
They've
本当
come
に申し訳ない
here and they've looked so good. They've defied the odds. They've come in with a unique style and performance. And you
これが
can't
悪いんだけ
forget,
ど
there is 4 major champions on this roster, and they are proving all the doubters and all the haters wrong. So let me hear it. It's Cloud9!
元気やしたな出たこれこれ好きこれ好き俺エレちゃん俺エレちゃんイケメンだと思うんだけどどう思うエレちゃんイケメンじゃないおカザフスタンの民族エレちゃんイケメンっていうかさ俺顔好き
Their opponents, the previous major champions, but a slightly new look for CS2. But this team, they are always looking for victory. Doesn't matter what team shows up, doesn't matter what player performs. These guys want to go for the back-to-back major championships. But they need to deliver with everyone giving 100%. The question is, will it be V for victory today? This is Vitality!
Yaba やば応援応援声量がすごい声量応援の
We're looking at our first quarterfinal game. These teams are ready. Boomix, come up here with me. Apex, come on over.
フランス国歌流れてる
Players will take their seat and get ready for this battle. Hobbit, you're here. Hello, Hobbit. How are you?
Very good.
I like the hat. Is this, can you explain it to me?
Yeah, it's like Kazakh traditional hat, yes. It calls takia.
Okay, I like it. You're looking good. Now, the last time you guys were on this stage, right? It was a big moment for you guys to reach in and succeed with this. What
Apex
does it feel like to be here right now?
Yeah, I already said that I'm very happy to be here to play in this game in front of this amazing crowd, in front of my family, and yeah, I hope it's gonna be a big show.
Now, how much improvement have you seen in your team throughout this major so far? Can you see a difference?
I mean, everyone can see the difference. I mean, it's all about chemistry, and we try to create and adapt our play style for everyone. So of course we are improving, not fast like we wanted, but still we are improving.
You guys always want more, you always want to do it fast, but we have seen these improvements. But going up against Vitality, it's not been the easiest of games for you, at least on this stage, but you did beat them at the RMR.
デンマークとフラン
How's
ス
your
近いからね
confidence right now to take them down where it matters most?
I mean, Vitality is one of the best teams in the world. Of course it's going to be hard to play versus them every time. And it doesn't matter what form they have, what shape they have, especially on crowd here in front of amazing crowd. It's going to be hard, but still we believe that we can do further.
Okay, let's see if you can.
これバイタリティの応援歌です
For you, Apex, you've had success in this arena, but you've also had a few days to prepare, to recover. Is everyone at 100%?
ビタリティっていうよくバイタリティ応援団が歌ってる曲。まあみんなの気持ちが心の中にありいるってことで。これはバイタリティ CS 応援団じゃなくてバイタリティ応援団だから、みんなの心の中にシステムがいるっていうことで。
You got a smile on your face while saying it. Now, if I look at two members of your team in Mezzi and Flames, they don't have that experience here when it comes to the major and being deep in these playoff runs. What did you tell them today to help them get ready? What was that speech looking like?
Well, I will not tell all my secrets, but well, it's just to focus on Counter-Strike and know what we.
まあツイステムもカウンターストライクやってただろうしね。いきなりバロラントで19歳でいきなりバロラントはないだろう。
But it's all about us and all about the way we go down to the game and just focusing on CS is gonna be enough.
And do you think you learned from your mistakes last time against?
だからカウンターストライクプレイヤーとしてのね、あれがあるわね。
I like it. A lot of confidence as well. Guys, fist bump, shake hands, whatever you want to do. Copenhagen, the teams are ready, but are you? No. Copenhagen, are you ready?
Hey!
That's more like it. Let's kick it off. Vitality taking on Cloud9.
Yeah, thanks a lot, James. Are you ready for this death segment? We got to bring it now.
I'm ready.
So look, Vitality, we've got to talk about it. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong for them here in Copenhagen. Let's start by talking about ZOWIE. Obviously, the talisman. You know, this incredible player, one of the best rookies we saw until Dong just smashed out the stratosphere. And
やっぱさ、これデンマークとさ、フランスはさ、リチャードですね。これは政治的な話なのであれですけど、僕は何の権利関係のすごいフラットな話をしてますが。リチャード・ルイス、今、あと僕が好きだった通り、ニュース解説してた通り、2人ともしばらく実況解説とか、この公の場に出てなかったね、CS の大会は。前も配信してる時に言ったけど、っていうのはその ESL とか。関係してて ESL の資本を持ってるところとは仕事しないっつって降りた。だから基本的にはカウンターストライクで ESL の大会が多いからライエンとかだから呼ばれなくなったけど PGL がメジャーが予選が始まる前ぐらい PGL が成長してますと。我々はそのいかなるその国とかそういう団体とかの影響を受けずにやってる唯一のこのチーム大会主催者です。で出した後にリチャードが採用されてた。
Yeah, they needed the hive to just rally around the queen bee or rather the king bee in the case of Vitality, and that's what we saw from Flames. That's what we saw from Sphinx, and that is such a good thing to know that it's not just the one he's stepping up and delivering and shouldering the load. But for me, the big question is Sphinx has done it.
わかるけどさ、俺さこれ、あえててんちゃんさ、俺これ顔さ、もうなんか見たなんか見たことあるんだよなこの顔。わかるこれ？なんだろう。すごいなんか見たことある顔なんだよ。俺この顔好き。目がこういう形の子が好きだからめっちゃ好きなんだけど、俺どっかでこの顔見たことあるんだよ。何なんだろう。何かで見た。クリーミー気ではない。いやなんかで見たことがあってこの顔。俺最初見た時あれこれ誰かの名前変えたやつなのかなと思ったら新人だったからあれって思ってこれどっかで見た顔なんだけど。いや名前的に綾瀬はるか かに似てるから綾瀬天にしたのか分かんないけど、綾瀬はるかじゃないしなと思って、なんかでこの顔を見たことあるんだよな。でもこの顔好きだから言いましたよ。デビュー作。おお、まあ、インフェだ。来た来た来た来た、インフェ。来た来た来た来た。いや、分からんのよな、マジで。でも、騎士感は。はい、それかも、俺も好き。
Listen, the only way I can look at it is that Cloud9 is ready to call their own numbers on the bad side of the map. That's the only reason I can see, because they would have had to have this conversation on Mirage, which would have been the peak in my eyes. They would have had to start on T side. Maybe they say, you know what, we don't want to deal with this. We believe in our Anubis. If we go to 3, no matter the half, no matter the side, we can pounce. And Mirage is obviously a little bit of a weakness for Vitality. It's not at the very top. So I almost feel like there is an injunction for Vitality to win 2-0. You have to put them to bed real quick. Don't let it go to Mirage.
綾瀬はるかって高校生のでも同い年ぐらいだったと思うな。多分同い年で綾瀬はるかの方がちょっと1個上か2個上だったね。全然違ったわ。4個上だった。だから俺が高校生ぐらいの時見てめちゃくちゃ可愛いやんみたいな。
do this and talk about it and set the scene for everyone in the arena and at home. But it is now time to introduce you to the people who will be telling this story. I'm so honored for the first time to throw it over to Harry and Hugo.
Thank you, Richard. The most stacked playoff bracket in Counter-Strike Major history. On one side, Cloud9 looking to show they're the super team we were promised versus the reigning Major champs, Vitality, trying to start CS2 off as well as they ended Go.
Yeah, and I want to speak to everyone here in the arena right now, showing up on a Thursday afternoon, no less. You're about to witness history. You guys are the beating heart of this arena. You guys are the orchestra that everything is accentuated behind. So Copenhagen, make some noise!
The first round of the CS2 Major playoffs in Copenhagen. It's Inferno, it's Anubis, it's Mirage, and it's Cloud9 on the T side by choice. Vitality, they've had ZOWIE cold into the elimination stage, the third highest rated player. Right now, this international squad needed more than ever. For Cloud9, it's been a revolving door of entry fraggers. Power from Electronic, from AXAR, from Hobbit. Who will step up today?
とんかつ弁当とつまみながら酒飲むわ。
One thing is for certain, and that's that we're going to get good numbers out of Spinks on this CT side, man. He's been the go-to. He's been the guy to watch. Him and Flames have made up for that gap in firepower from ZOWIE's absence. We know that he's been feeling under the weather. We know he's not felt up to it. But he's feeling back in form here, right in time for the playoffs, and it looks like they are going to go walking into ZOWIE. You said he had to start strong. And so let's see if he's got it in him.
B2 です。止めれるか。ファースト、最初の出会い頭大事。ザイユがの後ろしてる。下がるか。いや、いい H じゃないか。いい H だ。エペックスが、いや、やれない、やれない。ノーキット、キットない。プラス4対5取り返し。90は取れてる。これでかい。ザイが90確保。これでかい。めちゃくちゃでかい。ただ手、以外の配置完璧。
Past the coffins, Cloud9 aren't giving them a thing. Cloud9 aren't fighting. No kills given over yet, and there's Spinks on the board. Oh, Spinks with another. Surely no more from Spinks. There's so many more players ready to help him. Messi answers back, and it's just perfecto.
Wow. That was a clinical execute from Cloud9, but cowering in the back of the site. Vitality a man down, piece it together. What a start from Spinks. Questions on whether these players can do it on the big stage. Questions for Flames, but Spinks is undeniable.
何が起きた今。完全に配置良かったけど、テロの配置。C 台の配置悪くなかったのになんで負けた？
Massive opening round for Vitality. So difficult to get those retakes off. And Hobbit in the pool in a post-plant, well, we've seen that at a major before. A major win for Hobbit all the way back in Krakow.
アクサイルがちょっと外しすぎたかもしかして。もしかして外しすぎちゃった？
captain or not, they take the pistol.
And so this bodes well. I know it's just the pistol underway, but that starts 4v5 for Vitality. They're on the back foot from the get-go. Apex got iced out at the back of the site, even as ZOWIE tries to help him with the util.
It's so interesting to see Cloud9 picking T-side coming into this map, right? It's Vitality's pick. The desk was shocked to the veto. Missing overpass feels like a surprise. Maybe Cloud9 feel like they're being anti-stratted, but they want to come in confident. They want to come in swinging into this quarterfinal. And the T-side is a perfect place to do it. Bomb plant allows a buy. Vitality know it's coming.
And so this one is a very serious tone for Vitality. As you say, they know they're up against the guns here. Apex is undeterred by it, trying to play ahead of the curve down towards Banana.
Banana control has been a huge question in this major. Some teams electing to give it up entirely, just playing flash retake plays, never really fighting for control. But teams like G2 have been fine to send it down, take this space. Vitality opt for the latter for now. Deep smoke gives them the semblance of control, but Cloud9 playing patient, waiting to take it.
Alexa, 明日何曜日?
Look at the freedom. 4 back to the other side. So Flames has a re-smoke back at the B site because he's got full banana and nothing to help him with.
Yeah, in the meantime, Cloud9 are working their way out in the top middle here. But they haven't ever given up on that ambition of the late banana control. So even as they run into Spinks, when you see him floating around over towards the long side, that just might send you away. And they always wanted to end over here at banana. Flames is the man lying in wait. He doesn't have that smoke that you touched on earlier. Apex is moving over with it. And so timing is going to be good for Apex here. That smoke is a big problem for Cloud9.
They might not have a choice. They might have to go right through the billowing smoke. Vitality bringing in a rotation at the right second. 25 on the clock as it goes down. And third reinforcement as Cloud9 pounds.
Yeah, no choice but to go through here. They've been countered by the util. They won't get past Spinks in CT either. Flames, he's been a rock here in ZywOo's absence. This guy stepped up. Apex looking to deal the killing blow, but he can just wait. They've got him pinned into the pin. And Perfecto, no clutch today.
That's a clean round for Vitality. That's everything they want it to be. Reassuring. Flames gives it up at just the right time. And they still have 3 as Cloud9 come to the hit. Right now, looking 1D for Cloud9. A team that was plagued with in-game leading problems from the inception of this roster. But Boomich is back, the capable hands of a major winner, 4 of which on Cloud9. And we needed to show that individual prowess along with the leadership if Cloud9 were ever going to take down the reigning major champs.
I mean, that's kind of the tantalizing angle to this Boomich redemption arc, right? The guy got put on blast out there, his whole life spewed out onto the internet, and then had to rebuild back from that point. Not just his brand in the game, but everything. Him as a person had to make a comeback. And he's found a home here in Cloud9. He's called the blinder so far.
I mean,
I think they fell down once through their run at the major.
Cloud9 have lost only one series on their entire circuit run, including the RMR, where they beat Vitality, right? They came through with only an Elvis. This one will be delectable for Vitality.
メジャーの今のルール、予選のルールとか、いろんなルールの中でさ、12ラウンドでお金がその CSGO のマックスラウンド12で、まあ13マックスラウンド12でさ、CSGO のそのマネーのシステム同じっていうのはやっぱちょっとさ、えぐいよね。まあ、G2 個はさ、予選突破したからあれだけどさ、結構さ、きつくないもうワンチャンス BO1 じゃん。
This is our real look at it, right? 4-0 to open, and now he gets to don that AWP.
And I love how the desk looked at him because again,
1試合目、2試合目ってグループ予選はね。1回、1試合目 BO1、2試合目 BO1 で、2回負けたら、3試合目は BO3。これが結構やっぱりね、賛否両論、主に P。いい位置だよ。いい位置だよ。お、避けた。ちょっと奥行き過ぎたか。
So ZywOo, time to show it.
This
first go around, Cloud9 go back to a slow banana control. Boomich opts to go back through the Molotov, not committing on his own.
これを
Vitality play inside of the site.
変わるとしたらメジャー
Flash
な
setup to give Flames a kill. Perhaps he's going to go.
マネーどうすればいいん
Again,
だろ
so
う
much
ね。
respect from these Molotovs. No one wants
明らかに CT がマネーは足りないんだよね。CT
into
側はね。
a 1vx fight. The trade of util comes up in favor of Cloud9. Whoa.
Could be punishing, but they get ahead of the double nades.
Cloud9 are way closer to the Vitality already for.
バルブの意図としては、
Once again, hitting that
こ
kind
のや
of
っぱり
50-second
間
mark
延
as
び、
Cloud9
まあ、
looks
試
to
合
go
時間
back,
の
grab
圧
the
縮もそう
bomb
だけど、
group
間
up
延びした
over
この
here
エコラウンで
outside
な
of
るべく減らし
this
て
time. They wanna be ahead of the
フォースバイを
util.
増やすって
They
いう
get that smoke out of Apex, and Electronic tries to play his hand through it.
$1400をなくせばよ
フォー
かっ
スバイを、
Doesn't
フ
miss
ォ
a
ース
beat.
バイっ
And
て
when you
楽しくないん
repel
だよな
that。first man in, Vitality know they've just bought themselves an extra 15, 20 seconds here with that smoke
残り
down.
30秒でそのポジションは強い。
Looking predictable because Vitality
まずワンキルは、
they called
ワン
the
キルは
bluff.
取れるでしょ
Spinks moving over. Not like you need him. This 1-2 setup at the back of the site is
こ
perfect.
こピンポイントで
Land on a Molotov. Cloud9 can't make Vitality uncomfortable.
Williams blinded, the flashes will work.
いやー、カバーへ入ったスピンク死んじゃった。逃げ切れない。あー、いいサイトの入り方だね。
振り返増えて負けてる感じもあります
$1400、そうなくせ、どうなんだろうね。どこが落としどころなんだろう。難しいよね。無理が増えて負けてる。そうそう、無理がをしなきゃいけない。 俺たちは無理が選んで見たいわけじゃないから。
It's not enough to win them the round. That's a real feel-good moment for Cloud9 as everyone chips into winning that one for them.
That's what their game plan has been so far.
1
Right?
個
Just
ならではの
standardly
さ、
execute and just trying to entry together. I think Electronics players
今 CT、まあ、プレミアとかマッチメイキングやっててもそうだしさ、フェイスイットってやつもそうだし、プロの試合もそうだけどさ、
Spinks a little discombobulated,
フ
pushing
ルエイ
the
コするの
force
相当
team
勇
already
気だ
fight,
な。
hiding out in smoke.
MM だったらどうでもいいか。
And a fiery round
ちゃん
for
とした大
Cloud9
会
to
とかちゃんとし
start
たレ
this
ートマッ
series.
チでさ、フルエコってさ、CT、特に CT でフルエコするの
This
さ、
map was never meant to be theirs, but without
金
their
足
safe
ん
pick
ね
of
え。
overpass, the question is, can they
金、
long out a
金
red
ね
hot
え。
Vitality?
もうやっサブマシンガンまだ強いからさ、買っちゃうじゃん。MP9 強いし。そうするとずっと MP9 に並ぶの3ラウンドぐらい続くじゃん。MP9 ラウンド3ラウンドとか。思んない。
was Cloud9 who kind of sidestepped the veto, changed it up with that Anubis in at the second, and will that be a veto that they come to regret? Well, they have some answers for us. This was a safe bet map, so Cloud9 have certainly had time and a chance to prep for this.
CS2 今回のメジャー大会もね、インフェルノにめっちゃマップのピック率低いし、最近、最近フェイスイットが出したよね、マップのね、データ上もね、インフレね、めちゃダントツに低かった。うわ人気マップ。みんな綺麗らしい。なんで
And so Cloud9, we saw what they could do 4v5. What do they do now that they've got the advantage? Oh, now they take it even further. Apex on a silver platter.
And I love this gamble for Vitality. It's the best they can do in this situation. They just have to hope Cloud9 misread this.
死んじゃいけないやつが死んだけど、
This, make a mistake. Cloud9 have the room to send a probe, a lurk. And just given what they've already shown us in this map, this B site has been so tantalizing. So once that bomb's picked up, Electronic makes his claim on
慎
Banana.
重、すげえ慎重。
Triple save for
いや
Vitality.
座右アップがあるからね。MP9 は強すぎる。マップ、そう。MP9 弾まっすぐ飛びす
Especially
ぎ
when
る。
you don't see a smoke blocking you at B. Cloud9 are keeping counts. They
で
know
も俺の
Vitality have
MP9
two
だから
more.
中国製だからめちゃくちゃまっすぐ弾
Seeing
まっすぐ
none
飛
of
ば
this
すから。
site
あれおかしい。
beckons them in.
めっちゃ慎重。残り30秒まで慎重。わざとホビットラークに置いて。全部燃やしてる。めっちゃ慎重にやってるな。ラウンド取せないからな。いいね。このプロのちゃんとやってるこのヒリヒリ感いいよ。これも落とせる。
Moving into an empty B site and a 3-man save forced from Vitality.
Axel and Electronic both getting their entry kills, right? Axel's was pretty phenomenal on that flick on apartments, and he has been the biggest question mark in Cloud9 for some time. This guy was top 5 player in the world back to back last year, not even on the rankings, not even relevant.
4対5の取り返しでジェム
Now,
の
even
ピー
since
ス溜まっちゃ
Cologne,
ったや
he's been
つ。
struggling a lot on land, struggling a lot in CS2. He's trying to build back
ドライ
in.
バーが。
But in that elimination stage, he put up his second best land performance of his career.
あれ解決したのかな、なんか解決したみたいな言ってたな。
低いやつらが SMG で走りジャンプ打ちでピング
Yeah,
勝
I mean,
負
one
して
of
く
the
るのがムカつ
most talked
き
about
ま
problems
す
with
ね。
this Cloud9 squad was the lack of AWPR, and I
フェイスイッ
think
ト
when you were
ビング食うや
looking
つが
based on recent performances, Axel
フェイスイッ
was
トには
one
フェイ
of
スイットの
the front
戦い方がある
runners
からね。
to be in that conversation to get cut from the
普
squad.
段
Feels
普
like
段
he has to
日本サバで
play
俺
to
たち
prove
もやるじゃん。
himself. He has to play for his life
ピング
in
で勝てるから
these
ピングで
games,
勝負
and
しちゃ
he's
う。
delivered across the board here at the major.
あれを俺らではフェイスイットでやられるから、戦い方変えなきゃいけないんだよ。超めんどくさいよね。昔も CS2 の時もそうだったよ。昔から日本サバできたって言ったら、ピング低い日本サバでやるときは、でやる打ち方とさ、フェイスイットでやる打ち方変えなきゃいけない。5E のとかでさ、ピング5とピング40とピング60とピング5とか60と40の方がさ、ハイピングピークしてくる。
負けたら負ける。
そうそう。
So put up or shut up for Cloud9 right now. They're answering the call.
Yeah, 2 in a row. Vitality can feel this one really closing up, and their control they once had after winning the pistol, that high they were riding, could get away from them here.
このラウンド注目、ザイウアップ。
At the end of that last round, time to
これ
talk
アウトの
it over.
存在感を示していて。
Apex, a 15-year veteran of Counter-Strike. Let's see what he's cooked up in that timeout.
Finally,
いや、今の読みは良
player,
か
at
っ
least attempting to. He's been awfully passive since getting
敵
the
配置替
AWP.
え
I think that's the
エレ
first
と配
time
置替え
Cloud9 have even seen it.
それでザイユーはメンツ側は
Rotation as
ア
well,
ウトミスタから B
swapping
に
out
行くだろうと思っ
Apex.
て
Well,
寄るの早っ。
reinforcing. Grenade
いや
to
この
ground.
寄りの判断どうなるか。
Defense. Double pit
一回ミッドでアウトミスタ
setup.
から
The wrap open. Cloud9 won't know that though.
来ないんちゃうか。
I feel like they read
テロ側は
their rules have been
まあ今
on the money so
テロ側っ
far,
ていうのもあるけ
but are
ど
they
C9 メインアウパーいな
for
い
this
から取り
1-2
返し。
punch?
レディレディちょうだい AB。
Flames
あ
playing
打
the
ってか
close
ら投げる
angle, but right now
い
the
や今投げろ
attention is on this ZOWIE AWP. He plays it very mobile in this round. That shot fired over at A. And now
一緒に
he's
覗く
apart
うおトリプルピーク
past
いやいいといいピークだ返せるかいいねーザユー最強マンジ
And so finally Vitality throw down the gauntlet. They stop this B
それ
play.
入ってるここでスピンクスが粘って
Try to
ズドン
adjust.
スリーステーション
Try to get past Spink.
EH ゾン2残り30秒
Gives way to a 2v2 ZOWIE
い
in
やうまい
rotation.
な C9 今
Apex fast through up banana.
バナナのアクションと同時に A もアクションかけてた
ZOWIE making noise over
Double
above.
action.
Right now you just need one kill in the right
うまい
direction
よ
from Apex. And that would be worth its
今
weight in
B3
gold.
人見えたじゃん
Not looking.
バナナで
No idea. ZOWIE
ってこと
the
は
distraction off. Axel dead. Apex leads the
ミスの
charge.
方向入ってるか
And so now it's Boomich ready for 2 players up through the short side. Boomich rising above this smoke. Just ZOWIE left to be, but shot missed. Oh no! Boomich brings it home for Cloud9.
What a disaster! Both
Well,
guns run dry, and the Glock beats the Deagle. On 4 health, they spammed in through the smoke. They don't stop the captain of Cloud9. Not in this clutch.
これはバイタリティ手痛いラウンド
Round as well. Boomer just gives up long entirely.
バナナ見えた
Plays on
瞬
top
間
of the box,
3人見えたから
and
もう
all set up
B2 だ
by
から A にいた2
stupendous
人
shots
ちゃん
from
とア
Axile.
クションをかけに
Cloud9 with that X factor and the
あ
third round.
ザユーの一瞬の判断遅れいやアウプだったしな
Start to the round
しょうが
from
ないか
ZOWIE as well, and when he's got the hot hands like that, it's so hard to put a stop to him. It ends up being super ugly.
What kind of heat on those hands, Harry? Is it fever? 6-1 for
欲しいってあ
ZOWIE.
るよ欲しいってある
A one shot miss that matters most. We've only got pistols on this B side right now.
熱っ
And getting absolutely blown to pieces. Forced to
ここで
concede.
CT がね削りたな
Cloud9, a
厳しい
slow,
な結構 C9 ちゃん
methodical,
と安定
painstaking
してる
T side so far, running these
C9 下
rounds
手
down
こ
to
か
the
ないの
final
うまい
30
ね、まあ、最初
seconds
のファーストラウンドに
every
おいては
time.
下手こちゃんとや
And the
ってる
way that that round ends
Atari
is a
Maya.
bit of a problem
Uma
for
Shimao.
Vitality and the back and forth mind games of the
Me
game,
っちゃ
right?
慎重
Like they haven't been able to repel these B plays. They finally do it, but then they get exec on into that A site. They
い
come
やー
short
これ
in
どう
the
する3
clutch.
人ト
They're
リプル
trying
投げるか
to reel in this
あば
top
いや
banana
厳しい
control, and they
う
can't
まい
do it.
C9
Boomich
Umai.
and Perfecto light up the pistols as they attempt to aggro down banana. And Axel taps ZOWIE out of the game.
ち
Goodbye.
ゃんと
Axel
ヘ
is
ビー食らっ
not
ても
missing a beat
先頭が
right
ヘビー食らって
now.
もちゃんと後ろが後続カバーできるでやっ
What
ぱ
a
当たり前だ
great
けどうまい
time for
Atari
this
Maya
guy to
なんだけど
keep it going. That elimination stage performance at 1.35 rating. trying to drag them even further through the quarterfinal. Mezzi, this round's already decided, and not even a lick of damage from Vitality to celebrate.
とんかつとハイボール。最近っていうか、ここ1ヶ月、数ヶ月、いや、ここしばらくさ、Amazon プライムとか Netflix とかではさ、孤独のグルメさ、見れるけどさ、YouTube とかでもさ、テレ東チャンネルで孤独のグルメをさ、定期的に再放送してるんだよね、再配信か。今シーズン2に戻ってきた。たまに昼時とかさ、仕事終わった後のこの飯食うと、まあ今日今飯食って、自分が飯食ってる時に見るとめちゃくちゃうまそうでさ、リモートワークだからさ、この部屋テレビないからさ、BGM 代わりとか流してる。ラジオ流してるか、YouTube のその昔の番組とかを BGM 側に流してるんだけど、サバってるわけじゃない。BGM 側に。
And the trade of nades has been a consistent factor. I'd say for the most part, Vitality have won that out. It's not necessarily led to the winning rounds, though.
If anything, that's the even wilder part, right? Oftentimes, it used to be the case if you were winning that banana util fight, you would go on to win the banana control, but that's not been the story of this game so far.
This is going to be a very early second change of pace for Cloud9. They've been going for these slow, long, drawn-out rounds. Even though Vitality take control, if they don't rotate some backwards, could go wrong. Cloud9 re-emerge in the banana, but they're ready to hit that other side.
食べる前に揚げ直すんだけどさ。
Block smoke. It's a big move for Spinks.
カリカリにしたいから。
And Electronic begs them to push in.
天丼食いたいと思って天丼その天ぷら買ってきたんだけどさ。めんどくせえから。普通に買ってきたとんかつ弁当にして。
Flames at least comes up with a response. Hobbit now sees they block this smoke over at long. The bomb is on the back of Perfecto, waiting at Banana, so the route through CT is the best bet in for Cloud9. Axel puts the hurt on. Boom, it's caught in rotation. That bomb is Hobbit transitions. It's having to cut down these players in rotation. And Hobbit will do exactly that. Just Mezzi left.
みんなうまいな。攻め方すごいうまい。なんだろう。波状攻撃というか、攻めてくるタイミングめっちゃうまい。これ引いて守るのちょっときついな。ただインフェね、テロマップなんだよね。確かテロマップじゃない？今、最近のデータどう？最近インフェピックされてないからさ、どうなってる？見るか。
Right now, an empty CT side once we hit rifle rounds.
本当にね、申し訳ない限りだね。
Cloud9 in full control.
本当に申し訳ない。
Back up banana. I mean, these anti-ecos have been a wash. Nothing of note. Nice grenade.
テロが 51% やっぱテロちょっとい
Again,
い。
a triple setup, but that resmoke again buys time. I think Vitality have had so many B stacks as well in this map.
マジで6ヶ月後ツイッチ戻れなかったら俺ももう YouTube やりますか YouTuber なんか YouTuber に
Flames just looking for those few kills to bring him back into the game. But Electronic, he spams, he wins, and so he just keeps going back for it.
YouTube や YouTube でもいいところはあるね。
There's a time to call it off. Two lone players for Cloud9. Let your high
YouTube ってあんまり横の広がりないけど、
and keep this round as clean as can
YouTube って
be.
横の広がりがあって、
That boot
例
to
え
the
ば
neck.
Apex とか Overwatch とか Valorant とか
Can he save
FPS
them
プレ
yet
イヤー
again?
He's been the consistency. He's been the guy for Vitality.
配信見てる人、主に動画見てる人、今この時間に例えば CS2 の動画見てる人が日本人にいるかわかんないけど、そうすると右上のおすすめに出てくるあなたのおすすめこのね、レコメンのおすすめ機能が YouTube にちゃんと強い。
ずっと探してました。YouTube にされたんですね。
ZOWIE smoked off now. This one's coming out of the final few seconds. Spam on the smoke. Close.
まだあれかなと思って。いや、ごめんなさい。まだあれかなと思って。強っ、明治。あるぞ、これ。ノーキットきっとない。削る嫌な気持ちさせよう。削る嫌な気持ちさせよう。スイッチバンされちゃいましたね。今週ぐらいにスイッチバンされちゃいまして。2回目でバンなので、今2アウトでちょっと6ヶ月間謹慎中なので、6ヶ月間ツイッチ配信できません。なので YouTube に切り替えるかなと思って。YouTube でやり直していく。
Two timeouts used already for the Vitality squad. We're not even through that first half. There was a chance, a glimmer of hope on that bomb denial. A perfect reposition. And even Axel turning from that deagle push of Spinks makes it very hard to hit the helmet. No clean kills, only damage. This has got to be it. We've got to see Vitality make a move, make a break, get ZOWIE involved. They tried that mid boost earlier on. Cloud9 haven't touched the orb. Why not? This is the best map to avoid it on that T side.
Even this stat line right here is a huge problem, right? We said how consistent Spinks has found himself, how he's kind of been the backbone of this Vitality run through the major so far. Well, currently Axel, half of his kills are on Spinks, half of his kills are shut down one man.
Nice.
Through the smoke, they're sacrificed to flames. That's going to trigger a bit of a response out of Cloud9. Faster rotate away from B.
Into who, you ask? Into the Woo.
This has got to be his moment. This has got to be his time. Right place, right time for it. ZOWIE finds one on the AWP. Cloud9 still look undeterred. They want to follow through with this. Great off angle for Spinks.
Won't be clearing this first. ZOWIE coming to them. Spinks is going to crunch at the same time. That smoke up does nothing to deny the inevitable Vitality 5v2. Slaughter, Cloud9. Axel can't save them here, surely. This one is too far gone.
Finally shutting Axel down. You can see he's feeling it, man. The snap back to long, but can't expect him to offer up anything in that moment. 11 points of health. 1v3. His team churned up over in mid.
ストリーマーとして飯を食ってなくてよかったなっていう気持ちと、あとちゃんと YouTube ちゃんと更新しておけばよかったなっていう2つあります。Twitch で作ったクリップとかも全然 YouTube にアップしてなかったんで、ちゃんとアップすればもうちょっとマシになってました。やっとね、先月ね、Twitch フォロワー数3000超えたらね、やったって言ってたのにね、10年かけてね。
All those years ago in Stockholm, we're not far from it now. Cloud9 trying to right their wrongs. Can Vitality build off of a single round in the midst of nowhere? Apex 1 for 1, there's still flames to help. And he has been solid. Giving up, going back to this B bomb site, not overextending. So again, the call must be made for Cloud9. I don't know about this stack right now.
朝方の CS がまずかったみたい。
It's that dice roll
そんなひどいことしたかなと思ってるんだけど、今はな。でもまあしたんでしょうね。多分そうでしょうね。酔っ払ってましたから。まあしょうがないですね。これは楽しくロシア人と楽しくわちゃわちゃしてたと思うんですけど、ダメだったんです。
They've hit the golden window. Spinks in with the backstab, and right now no one's looking. Spinks has got the round on a platter right here. Takes out that first man and then disappears. A ghostly apparition.
いい判断。
There's no time to chase this kill unless they want to save for the final round of the half. But Cloud9
あの時だから大会見終わったのに CS すっかってしなければよかった。正解は CS しないです。喧嘩5分で喧嘩するから正解は CS 配信しないです。えらい下がった。今の下がる判断いいよ。繰り返しできるからね。What? あ危な。 死にかけたけど危ねえ。危うく事故で死にかけた今。危ない危ない。編み物してる。
Use that util, go in as a unit rather than offer up Cloud9 a kill. That was a really nice call, but Cloud9 definitely cooked the books. Beyond belief on the B site. And Groove has got to calm them down right now. Cloud9's first time out in this map.
That's a sign of a few nerves, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it was Hobbit, not the man you would expect those, to get to him. Picked up a major, 7 years ago?
Yeah. Most experienced player on this team. Having a world-beating performance at this very major. On a map, he took his trophy. Rare to see, but Cloud9, it's all about how you brush it off and keep going.
I think that's the main thing for them here, right? They were very much in control on this T side. They felt unbeatable. They were countering everything Vitality were doing, and now that's all kind of been called into question. Even the pause, it's letting Vitality know they're building back into this one.
Vitality ピックしてくる。Vitality 買ってもらうと困る。
So can Vitality tie it up on the half?
Vitality ピックだから困るんだよな。
They didn't put up a single rifle round since they found success in the pistol until just a couple ago, but now they're streaking them together.
Still have like this pace of Cloud9, but it looks like they want to make plays earlier for a change. Trying to change their tune and their timing. They know where ZOWIE sits. Bearing down on the angle. And even Spinks moving in, a risky reposition. This is a mollyable spot. Cloud9 about to come through.
Dodges the flash, Spinks, new position, double up, and rotate in from ZOWIE's orb. That could have been the killing blow in this round, but the shot just sails past Electronic. So Cloud9 is still very much in this one. ZOWIE and Mezzi to get past, but that smoke makes life a little more awkward. Mezzi holds the close angle. ZOWIE watches on from afar on that AWP, but this has got to be some combat AWPing from ZOWIE. Shots rally through the smoke, but nothing connects yet. Right now, Cloud9 don't feel safe to plant that bomb.
Yeah.
And this is wasting
外した。
precious
今
time.
日ザユ外す。当てる。それは当てる。
Even third time's the charm. And Flames get
いや6対0。結局6対6や。
on a streak.
結局6対6。
This game heading into the second half.
Yeah, they wake up, they roll out of bed just in time to give us something on this
コペン
CT
ハーゲ
side.
ンア
It's
ジア
not
系の
bad,
人多いな。
especially considering how it
コペン
started.
ハーゲンってアジア系の人多い。
But there were those shaky moments. And no denying, we've had Cloud9 players come to play in this must-win matchup, this opening playoff game for this first CS2 major. We want it competitive. That's what we're getting.
コペンハーゲンアジア系。
And now we swap sides. That eternal question of the Cloud9 AWP on CT half. I wonder if it will come through. If so, who's donning it? It's been a map-dependent play. Boomich more often than not, but we've even seen Perfecto Hobbit take it at times. ZOWIE's not looking like a world beater, but he's doing just enough.
Certainly room for this to be a pacier start, and I mean they've given ZOWIE that P250. They want to bring him into the game. Spinks is holding up his side of the bargain, and he has been across that entire first half. So now you want to get ZOWIE switched on. Apex lurking over towards the top of Banana. Util is
当たってない
dodged.
微妙に当たってないその H。
Oh, and Hobbit! Bids adieu to Apex. He is now knocked out of play. That leaves Vitality with only ground to cover left in this A side of the map. They've got to get past Axel and Electronic in a crossfire. They deal with the first.
カバーの入り方うまー。
Now there's room for the bomb. Arriving. Clean tap, and so
今のキャットの殺し方のカバーの入り方うまー。
answers the call.
あそこ躊躇なくキャット殺しに行こうって入ってくるのうまいね。いや今キャット打ち合ってキャットとサイトで挟まれてる状態で打ち合って こでサイト殺すじゃん。残りキャットだからもう殺しに行こう。一人だから。あそこをバッと殺しに行ける判断が素晴らしいし。いいね。
High risk, high reward, but not high rollers are Cloud9.
See Apex at the conclusion of that round just explode, trying to get everyone hyped up on his team. You know, one of the reasons why he kind of shied away from leadership early on. One of the reasons he's been criticized is he is a very emotional player. But it's interesting to watch how he's trying to channel those emotions into something a little more positive here.
これはね、感情型の人間リーダーですよ。
Everyone on the team now they are walking in to the pistol stack right now, but that bomb is nowhere to be found. Apex is
ジェムのように、
with the timings here on a smoke push. They shouldn't know.
ジェムのように黙ってやってるタイプもいるじゃん。ジェムもそうだし。そうだな。良いチームってどこだ。インゲームリーダーにも2種類いて。黙って俺の背中についてこいタイプとカーリガンとかエイペックスみたいに感情をむき出したい。例えばスピリットのチョッパーはインゲームリーダーしてて最年長だけどあんまり叫ばないです試合中。そんなにはね1ラウンド1ラウンド叫ばないでしょ。ホクシーが叫ぶわ。アレクシブもあんま叫ばない。ナビのアレクシブもあんま叫ばない。エイペックスがカーリーガンは叫びたい。これはチームによってプレイヤーによって様々。
Even though Boomich had great calls, nice late XX, avoiding the stacks, right? Apex, he led this team to a major win. He threw off his entry fragging shackles. It was only when he truly did and learned to not necessarily be that opening man for the team.
そういう味方を鼓舞するようなパフォーマンスとか敵を煽るようなパフォーマンスが味方にいい影響を与えるのであればエイペックスは素晴らしい。俺は好き。俺はそういう情熱タイプの人間が好き。このスモークみたいな。なんかツイッターで見たぞ。でもその試合に集中しろとか落ち着いていけっていうタイプの人間です。野球とかサッカーもそうだけどあんまりそのリーダーがそんなにバーッて長友のブラボーが流行ったけどああいう最年長のプレイヤーがブラボーっつって盛り上げていくのがハマる選手とかハマらない選手、サッカーは人数が多いからだけど、5人チームだからね。多分エイペックスは昔からこのスタイルだからバイタリティっていうチームでエイペックスの盛り上げタイプがうまくハマってるんだろうね。取り方うまい。インフェってマップはさ、A と B あって CT 側はもう常にさ、どっちも人数が足りないから、最初のエンカウント、A か B かその T 字だったり、バナナの入り口だったり、サイトに B 側のサイトの入り口の打ち合いがパッと入って、打ち合いがキル交換起きた瞬間に状況把握して、これ A に行った方がいい、このまま B に行った方がいいとかさ。あとこの A に入り方がうまいよな。入り方がうまいよ。ちゃんと綺麗に入ってる。ミスなく。強いチーム、インフェ強いチームはこの入り方がうまいよ。サイトに。
From dodging death, Hobbit secures an opening blow on a ZOWIE, and that's quite the kill to have.
やっぱ入り方がうまいチームじゃインフェできないもんね。変な話。T 字。この B タと入り口、この B のメインのいわゆる正面入り方、あと A のショート側のね。ショート側のキャットと砂場とサイトに3本で挟まれているところでどう入ってどうカバーするかがすごい大事だ。お前がどうした？なるほど。あとは攻め側はやっぱガークの使い方だよね。インフィはね。この一人今 T4 はバナナにいるから、うまくいけばこのままバナナに行きたいんで足を持って。 残ってる情報通り、今回の場合だと0番メイジーが戻って、どうした？何も拾ったの？本命でない方のこのラークがこれ1回 B にアクションかけて A 様子見ですね。40秒あるんで。これで相手はエコだからさ。これ CT が C も分かって出てこない。入って殺すから。C9 がもう入って殺すから。で、これで、これブーミッチの動き見て、ブーミッチが粘れるかどうか。温度感だけど、いや、エレちゃん粘って、おっと粘れた。残り10秒。はい、最後戦最強。おいよいしょー。よく粘った。ハロー。これよ。ハローハロー。うまいね。今のはブーミッチ、エレちゃんがよく粘った。ちょっとバイタリティは時間やっけすぎ、まあ慎重に慎重を重ねてって感じだけど、だいぶ時間かけちゃったね。残り10秒になっちゃった。何がそのファマス2本キープしたんだけど、そのキープした2本をどこに落ちたかはバレてなかったから2位に1個バレてた。ホビットが殺して。
As wild a statement as it is, the last time these teams played, Boomich did have more AWP kills. He did find a lot of success on that AWP.
これはハイレベルバトルですよ。これはいい試合だ、いい試合。これは平日だけ起きて見てるよかった。今日この後何してなかったっけ？全部見れないな。明日仕事だからな。今日は気に見てよかったんだけど。スピリットフェーズ、わー見てー！4時は見れねえ！4時なんかに試合開始したらお前終わるの7時とかじゃねえか。最悪や、見れねえ。マジ？Pick off this rifling pack of vitality. A red hot Sphinx. Fiery flames perhaps. Well, not in this round. They're going back to B. Boomich's patience may pay off back in the library.
夜9時から試合開始して欲しかった。
There's no motor smoke. That's going to leave sight lines open for this Boomich AWP. They've seen the barrel, they know he's there, but that just draws the crosshairs away from the true masters of this site. It's Axile and Electronic in the crossfire, and this crossfire has been destroying Vitality. They've not been able to deal with it. Run. And ZOWIE can't either. Trying to run over the hills. Axile chases it down.
9対9じゃない。
And Cloud9, after winning with pistols, after pulling the game back, they're right back in this one.
Yeah, this would be a disastrous game for Vitality to lose if you consider the context of 3-0 at the start of the first half, 2-0 at the start of the second, Cloud9 winning just a little bit.
風強くない？すげえ窓揺れてんだけど。
このショートで止まる感じになるとマジで
Vitality
取
barely
れ
sit
なくなる。
comfortably in this map. Their map right now, they are only a round up.
千葉県って
雨じゃん。Clean, concise round for Cloud9.
They got so tunnel visioned on that AWP, it felt like everyone running up through short was all looking at Boomich. If you're going to give Axile and Electronic that much room, you are asking for trouble.
そうね。だからみんなこのマップやりたくないんだよな。攻めるの難しいから。それで言うと簡単にサイト入れるバーティゴの方がいいんだよ。バーティゴとか、これも今バナナのスモーク越しになるじゃん。このバナナのスモーク越しの打ち合い。これバーティゴの A ランプで一緒。でもここ取ったらもうそのまま入ってくるじゃん、バーティゴって。A もさ、A ランプ、バーティゴの A なんかさ、スモークでバーって打ち合って1キル取り返してもさ、4対4のってもさ、まあ2人ぐらいしかいないから、1人パスだったら、バッて入ってくる。いい日は入れないんだよな、ワンキル取っても。なかなか入れない、綺麗。強いキルポジションが、いい日は多すぎる。何が起きてるんだ。ザイワープが誕生してしまった。やばい。やばい。おお、マイガッシュ。 ああ
tuned into the ZOWIE show just in time. And Perfecto faced with the impossible.
いい試合だ
Damage
ね。
is his duty, nothing more.
いやバイタリティでも入り方うまいよ。
Just wants to stop the side
今みたいなラウンドでも。
And Armorless, they got to run it out.
They're coming his way. They're playing right into his hands.
やられたら嫌だなーっていう。
Vitality. That is a defining round in this game. They had no
やら
reason
れた
to
ら嫌
win
だ
that.
なーっていう。
And
攻め方して
sure,
くる。
ZOWIE, fantastic job once he gets that AWP, but that's what you expect out of him. That's what he's here for. Spinks, I think, is the big hero of the round. To stop Exile in his tracks as he's 2 kills midway through, shutting down that play in top mid. Spinks turns around with the Deagle and does that.
強かったけど、入ってくる
And
タイミ
then
ン
the
グがすげえ
Glocks
嫌
are
だ。
the thing to bring it home.
守っててきついね。
That one is going to leave a mark if you're Cloud9. Those rounds do not come along often. Vitality, this is the time to capitalize. This is
モ
the
ルトフ投げ
time
てる位
to
置が
shut
バイタリテ
Cloud9
ィと
down.
しないんで違うんだよ
If
な。
they win
今
this
C9
one,
結
the
構、
money's
バイタリティ
gone
結
for
構
the Cloud9
川
squad.
側にこの、なんていうの、なんて
So
いう
this is
の、
Vitality's
川側に投
chance
げ
to
た。
tee themselves up
さっき
for
C9
the
が結
recovery
構
on their map pick of Inferno.
手前側に投げちゃった。なんかあれがあるのかな。こうアウプ出てきそうだからとかで変えてるの。
Slow and steady. Apex corrals
い
his
い HP だ
troops.
ね。いい HP だよ。
ZOWIE goes
燃や
back
して燃やし
on.
て。もやしい
Vitality's been playing 2-2. The
FB
majority of
入
this
れの
T side, so uncertain for Cloud9 where that end
FB だけ。
execute is coming in. So little info, so much info on both sides of the map. It's a smoke screen. It's a fast for
いや
Vitality.
CT 情報ないからな、これ。いや、両方のチームもこんな感じね。さっきのバイタリティの CT もだけど、情報取れないからさ、前目で。だけど強いんだな。今、メタが完全にこう情報取れないメタだ。インフェに関しては。あっぶー最近やってくる。入れるか。スモークの中。ワンキル。キル取り返してザユーがアウプで乗り込んでくる。パーフェクトメージ倒してピンチで分調整やザユー。スモークになったらこんばんは。そっち。いや、出るか。出た。厳しい。いや、今出るしかなかったけど、まあ見られてるわな。しょうがない。あそこでワンチャンかけずに四方設置マッチャーとザユってそのサイトの中で2オン1発生するからまあ四方設置してるタイミングで1オン1仕掛けるしかなかったけどもやっぱちゃんと見てますバイタリティうまいですねこれは面白くなってきましたよ
To break open the stack, and even Electronics' position shrouded in the smoke is not enough. Disastrous round for Cloud9 to lose. It does feel like it's slipping through their fingers, and losing to Ecos has consequences. Cloud9 will learn that now.
You live by the eco round, you die by the eco round. Cloud9 found one of their own. But Vitality's carried so much more impact, and here are the kills that ZOWIE was able to bring to the table here. Timeout called for Cloud9. They might not have many more chances to recover this game. Groove getting involved.
Must feel helpless at times for Groove, right? Some say he led this old Cloud9 ex-Gambit squad to the #1 spot, calling in that online era.
いや俺もバイタリティピックだから同じ気持ちバイタリティが勝って寝ないとね困っちゃうんだよねもう全て終わっちゃうからね俺マジでシルバーで終わりそうだからなこのままいくとマジでやばいマジやばい
So let's see if he's given them a solution here.
What can you do with this kind of buy, right? You can set up your rifle, you can hope for the best, but Vitality decide where this round ends, and they look to end it early, taking apartments very quick. A weak defense on this side of the map. Cloud9 with this boost over the CT smoke. The whole round relies on it. It may not even play a part.
X 見てるとボールドいっぱいなのに脳が。
シルバーの人はツイッターにわざわざ上げないから。大丈夫大丈夫。これは生存性バイアスだ。
Yet again, Apex moves those pieces into place on this board. One by one, the rooks move in.
ほら、ね。
It's vitality.
PSG もバララントもロドもみんなオーバーウォッチもランク低い人はわざわざランク低い写真あげないでしょ。
Electronic, they were the two of the pistols that robbed this last time, but no such luck this time around. It's quick trade work out of
みんなゴールド
Vitality.
グローバルリートになりましたとか、レディアントになりましたってみんな写真をあげるけど、
It's too good to be true.
ブロンズからシルバーになりましたって写真あげないから。大丈夫大丈夫。みんなシルバーから。
Four opportunities to close out this map.
もうケースと引き換えられるんだっけ？まだ変えれないよね。変えれるのかな、ケースと。大丈夫、みんなシルバー大丈夫。ケースと変えたいね。今回何が上がりやがるの？あ、もう変えれるんだ。クーラーが高い今回は。俺まだステッカーかな？425円。
最初の4コインハゲを受けたはずです。やり方。
And now they've shut this Cloud9 out of the server. Axel, silent CT side.
まあアップでこのアップ出るからな。コブルストーンないから今このドラゴンが書かれてるね。ヒドラが書かれた。アップ年収高いもん。いくらする？数秒になると52万。夢あるね。52万か。
試合で出るから。
箱の買い方も変わったんだ。あ、試合結果のところを見ろってことか。リザルトの試合結果のところを見ろってことか。
そこのクリックしてゲットですね。ヒドラ目当てで5万が100円差に脳が。
You won't bear the brunt of it. Cloud9 have 3 strong and Apex is already wounded.
箱開けちゃいけないから。ブーミッチアップ下手じゃないからな。このブーミッチのアップ、これさ、誰か持ってたけどさ、ちょっと忘れたけど。このアウプ、モネシーか持ってたの。この新しいアウプめちゃくちゃ綺麗だよね。UI かわし CS2 が変わったの。
Do they read the rotate? It seems like they do. You don't want to keep 3 at B forever. Still so much of the map open. Cloud9 playing towards the extremities, back pit side, library side. They don't have that mid info.
40秒。
They don't know where Vitality are grouped.
TG アタック。いや、この時間キャッチもか。アクサイルがどこで？いやー、パーフェクト X した場所で見てるな。FB 受けて。あっ！ウライムズ君。もっと返して。どっち行く？バナナ取った。これで確定。エレちゃん、幅。強い。いや、うまいね。いや、結構パーフェクトギリギリの場所あったけど。はい、はい、サンキュー。オッケー。オッケーオッケー、バイタリティ。オッケー。バイタリティ今フランス人2人しかいないのにフランス国旗みんな見る。
Dash to one spin, let's go side. Dash to one spin, let's go. 3, 2, 1. I think Ericsson dead. One up. Voilà, let's go get it. Jack, Ossi, let's fight together. 3, 2, 1.
Quickly. To clear. Shoot it.
みんなギャンブルは気をつけようね。この配信でもたびたび言ってますけど、ギャンブルは気をつけよう。これね、今、VAXEEベッドとか出てますけど、ギャンブルは気をつけよう。あんまり最近 CS2 で日本人でもみんなあんまあれだから言ってないだけかもしれないけど、あれやね。昔は CSG をスキンかけてみんな破滅してたけど、最近このね、破滅してる人あんまりいないから。
ルール決めてできれば大丈夫だけど。
ギャンブルはそうやね。パチンコも競馬も競輪も、競艇も基本的にはその自分の中のルールっていう、破滅しないルールを決めてやればいいけど、依存症みたいに、俺みたいなアル中とか一平ちゃんみたいにギャンブル依存症になった人はブレーキが壊れちゃう。ルールを決めてたり、今日は飲まないって思っても一杯だけって思っちゃうのが俺みたいなアル中だから怖い。いや怖いよ。ギャンブルなんか脳汁出るからね。ギャンブルはそのお金が手に入る喜びがあるじゃない、まず1個。例えばパチンコとかでもそうだけどさ、5000円突っ込んでさ、それが5万円になったらさ、パチンコでめっちゃ嬉しいじゃん。でパチンコって基本的にはスロットもパチンコも抽選してるだけだからさ、その運なんだよな。基本的には運ゲー、ライブで抽選するだけだから、仕組み上は。でもさ、こういうベッティングってそのスポーツベッティングってさ、予想するじゃん。競馬も競輪も競艇もさ、競馬特にハマる人がそうなんだけど、自分が予想したことがパチッとハマって当たった時は、それはお金が増えたのもそうだけど、そのなんか自分がちゃんと予想して当たったっていうとさ、脳汁がまた2倍出るんだよな。だからお金が増えた脳汁と自分の予想が当たったっていう脳汁が出るから、だからね、良くない。スポーツベッティングはね、良くないっていうか、ハマりやすいね。ただ日本でもスポーツベッティングが認められれば CS2 めっちゃ流行ると思う。正直 CSGO で CSGO ラウンジできた時は CSGO してない人でもみんなギャンブルしてたから、日本人でも試合見てた夜中に CS2 のために毎日チェックしてお金貯めて、箱分けもね、箱分けはガチャだからな。箱分けまたギャンブルと違うからな。ガチャはね、ガチャも運ゲーだからな。いじれないからな、確率を。
自分のルールの中にその試合を楽しめなくなる金額をかけちゃダメです。
それは間違いない。その自分が試合見るのよりそのギャンブルを楽しみ始めた。それはスポーツベッティングおしまいです。
The emotions a little bit here, having no real emotional attachment to either of these two teams. But I felt that was a pretty messy game overall, right? In all honesty, there were moments that were really good, like having like Vitality really go the pistol rounds and converting them as well.
海外のこの CSGO もね、スポーツベッティングある種類があるんだけどさ、よくあるのはこの勝ち負けだけで見るから。これ BO3 だから一番シンプルなのはこの BO3 で勝ったチームにベッティングする。でもっと単純化したやつだと、1マップごとにかけれるのよ。1マップごとに。でもっと単純化したやつだと1ラウンドごとにかけれるのよ。1ラウンドごとにかけれる。これどういうことかというと、例えば野球 いや、今日はかけない。競馬なんかもうゴールじゃなくて、スタートして、1周目、何周かする競馬あるでしょ。1周目の1位だけ当てるとか。そういう書き方そう。そうそうそう。これにはまりだしたらもうやばい。ずっと脳汁が出るから。あと選手もやばい。まあ1ラウンド落としても、八百長ができるから。試合に負けなくても1ラウンドぐらい落とすっていう。そうそう、ピストルラウンドとか。それにはまりだしたらやばいから、あれはちょっとやらない。本当にやらない。俺はいい。まあ、日本からやったらアウトだから。あれはね、やばい。あと、試合中に普通、基本的にはどのスポーツのベッティングも、試合開始前に締め切られるんだけど、試合中もかけるやつもあるよね、リアルタイム。例えば、俺はバイタリティにベッティングしたけど、試合の流れ見て、それを C9 に変えたりとか、追加で C9 に変えたりできるやつがあるから。例えばさ、まあ競馬とそれに近いか。競馬はじゃあ、1アカウントで1個じゃない、1人1個じゃない。変える場所。1番も買って、2番も買って、3番も買ってみたいな。そんなにバイタリティも買って、C9 も買って、それをリアルタイムに変える。それいうのにハマりだしたらもう。まあ好きが消える分にはいいけど。自分の好きに。スキンもお金か。
We're here at the playoff of a major, and we know there are rounds who dictate the destiny of a game. That's what it goes on with big games. And I think round 18 qualifies. It's an absolute catastrophe for Cloud9, and it's the moment where Vitality just pick up the absolute pace. We see here the crossing of the smoke. There's a good spray from Exile, immediate punishment for Spinks, and then here Cloud9 a little bit exposed in how they lose control of the rotation as well. You see Flames being able to go out of apps, find a shot. By the way, ZOWIE destroys Boomage, and he right now that's a flashback. I guarantee you, when he hit that shot, I knew he was back. There's no way around it. When you hit that flick, that's all you needed. The next round, 19, he goes on to have a multi-kill opening the B side, and this is the ZOWIE I was absolutely pulling my hair off to see at the beginning of the map. Showed up from this moment on. That's what Vitality needed.
It's such a tragedy for Cloud9 because there were no flashes. They just waited in the smoke for a few seconds, ran on out. Axel caught kind of an island, on an island, so to speak, by himself towards short. He does his job. He gets two, Spinks with a blind for a 180 deagle shot, and Boomage is so out of position. He gets insta-dinked. By the way, they all have head armor as well. Insta-dinked by the Glock. He gets chased down into the bomb site, but Electronic, what was he doing in pit? He needed at least one kill. You know what happens to him? He dies. I don't know how he dies.
He gets from Flames. That's the timing. Flames got him completely blindsided. So Electronic is probably being called by Boomage. They're swinging long. He loses track of apps, turns to long, and that's Flimsy coming in. That's Counter-Strike.
But the panic right there setting in, and from then on, it was just Dunzo right there for Cloud9. Unfortunate way to kind of, considering they seem like they're about to pull this one back, to lose in that fashion, it kind of sucks.
Yeah, and a real shame because Cloud9 obviously were in the game.
いや、俺はもう酔っ払ってらなくて決めたんだ。また、俺、おしゃちに暴言吐いたか。もうそれだけは、何を言ったからバンっていうのは教えてくんないんだよな。1回目のツイッチバンは、もうバチバチ中国のプレイヤーに文句言ったから、俺はそれでバンされたのはいいんだけど、この前のバンを普通に楽しくロシア人とプレイしたはずなんだが、おかしい。
暴言で確定なのはわかるんですか？
暴言ですって書かれてる。暴力的な発言って書かれてる。どの部分ですか？どの部分に何を言ったんですかって聞いたけど教えてくれなかったから。何を言ったんだ俺はと。
出てくるんですねわら。
Final thought for the gentleman on my left. Do you think Cloud9 are going to bounce back, or have Vitality got this in two?
Actually, the matchup is just so close.
ここだけは気になる。気に食わないわけでは。
I've seen such great Counter-Strike. I don't know if that's PG, but I've legit got a boner.
Right, okay. With that being said, I think it's time to head back to the desk. Can I hear you make some noise!
Yeah. Good news is I don't. Right, let's. This is look. It's live showbiz, guys. So I apologize for the language, but whatever. We've let a few slip ourselves, haven't we, back in the day? But something that will not slip from your wall is our sponsor, Displate. Obviously been sponsoring us here for the major. This time the iconic map of Dust 2.
That one is long gone.
Yeah, well, I miss it. I actually miss it. So I don't feel it is Counter-Strike without an active version of Dust 2 in the map.
I mean, it's the most famous map in all of video games, if you ask me.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously you can go to
いや、どうなんだろうね。
displate.com
次インフェ消えそうだけどな。
now because they love you so much. They've increased the discount. So if you get 2 displates, you get a 30% discount. But if you go 3 or more, you get 36% off. Super easy to mount. Look great on a wall. You can even see they've got ones for the new pins everyone's been asking about down there. So we're going to put that to one side.
こういうポスター日本から買うと高いんだよね。この前 HLTV が販売開始したフォトブック。送料が高いよ。本1冊送ってくる送料が高いんだよな。買うんだったらユニフォームとかと一緒に買わなきゃどうせ同じところから発送される送料一緒だから。あと多分確か1万円以上買うと送料無料になるから、本当は1万円以上買った方がいい。
I mean, listen, the recent history is Cloud9 teaching Vitality the lessons on Anubis. That's what happened in the RMR. There is no way around it. They absolutely, completely destroyed them on Anubis at the RMR. So if it is a Cloud9 that maybe got blinded a little bit, but you know, hubris is a word you love to use that during the major as well. Is that the case? Overall, Cloud9 absolutely took them for a spin. Good example here.
ラスト2戻すんだったらだいぶ回収されると思う。
今回も売ってるんですかネットで。
HLTV のやつも売り切れた。800部しか釣ってなかったらしい。802分で売り切れた。俺買えなかった。で今増産増刷待ちだけどどうなるかわからない。
Yeah, there's going to be a bunch of duels probably happening between Messi and Axile towards the A side, towards that A main. And I think for Vitality early on, you're going to have to establish dominance over that area. You cannot just send a measly Messi with one flash. No, I would like them to put numbers there, like put 2 or 3 players. Make sure that if Axile is taking the kind of risk we're talking about, just slap them in the face immediately. The Vitality that played Cena on Anubis was tasteless at the armor. It was tasteless, really. The rhythm was wrong, the executes were poor. Zai would try to cross the smoke in cave a couple times. Hobbit had the easiest kills of his life. So I want them to be way more decisive in where they decide to strike. Don't be loose. They also gave away a couple of power plays, 4v3s and all. So if lessons have been learned, we might be looking at a different game, but that's a big if.
That was going to be my next question. You know, what must the change-up have been if they're this confident to sort of pick it? Because there's other maps. You said in this segment, you know, they should have gone here, they could have gone there, they could have left it in. There was no need to pick it at all. It might have come up.
I feel the Cloud9 we saw when they beat Vitality a month ago in the RMR on this map, sorry, they're actually better right now. I feel they're playing even better on this map right now, in all honesty. I'm looking at Axel, I'm looking at the way him and alongside Electronic are just kind of moving around like a Hydra, so to speak, towards a mid and, of course, aim in position. But I disagree with me if you want to, Matthew, but I feel like watching...
How dare you?
買える？これでも買えるよね。日本で売ってない？ PGL 入ってないけど。最近昔と違っていろんなゲーミングチェア買えるから。これももうボロボロだからね。今使ってるゲーミングチェア。もう合否が買い替えてもいいんだけど、捨てるのがまた面倒くさいから、捨ててないだけで。新しいゲーミングチェア。待って。
Cloud9 or CT is at B bomb side. I want to see a little bit more pressure being applied there by Vitality, because if they go A towards mid, I feel the task is too much.
Yeah, and look, I just want to talk a little bit about Boomich. You know, he is someone who is a playoff specialist. You know, he's managed to find ways to get teams that, on paper, they don't look great. And he's done it with Quantum Bellator Fire, he's done it with Windstrike. You know, he actually, low-key, has got all this experience in masterminding ways to get through. And obviously did it at the expense of his former org as well, to even be here right now. And is kind of slept on. So is there something that we could be missing here? Because as you said, this is the map where he can all perfect.
黄色ジャケット着てたら電車の中で二度見するわ。
今のやつばあちゃんにあげて買うの
あ、確かにコペンハーゲンモデル。
you look at QB Fire, it was a different setup. He was more of a fragging
どこで売
crazy
ってるの
animal out
?PGL、
there.
ESL だと
Look at
ESL ショップで売
his
ってるけ
win
ど。
strike time also different. He came onto Na'Vi. First, he was obviously on par with Zeus as a player, then they gave him the reins. The issue is, when you have Simple and Electronic on your team, nobody's going to give you the time of day if you win. No one is going to take a minute to applaud you as a leader when you win with Simple and Electronic. But the fact is, he came into a dysfunctional Cloud9. He came in to solve profound issues that were happening within this roster. Issues that are still yet to be sort of solutioned, if you will, solved, right? There's no Oper. The man says, you know what, actually, I'll do it. Fine. I'll be the leader. I'll be the sniper. I'll make toast for you. I'll pick your ties if I have to. I'll do everything I got to. So if at this point you're not paying attention to him, surely you're missing something.
He's getting it done no matter what, right? And I love this entire little love to hate, this entire op roulette they have going as well. On one map you have the Perfecto. Here we go. Here's the AWP. Some other times a Hobbit. Your turn to op. This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I hate all of it.
I hate all of it. I absolutely
トル
disgust me.
コ
But he
人
still
って
get it done.
何
That is why
系にな
I
る
feel
んだ
like we need to give a flowers to him, especially after Antwerp. Where was he? He disappeared from the team, disappeared from Tier 1 Counter-Strike. He was in the wilderness, just floating around. And when a call came for him to answer, he delivered. So you can't take anything away from it. And yes, I think we've all been a little surprised with Anubis pick coming in, but they have shown that they have what it takes to be one of the best in the world out there.
Sure, and obviously Vitality no slouches on the map. That is the big cause of the consternation with
いい
this.
な、メジャー行きてえな、上海メジャー行こう
Vitality
ぜ。
warming up, knowing they've got that extra map advantage. I mean, it's like you said, Matthew, this conceivably could be a 2-0. This is a gamble by Cloud9.
6月までにパスポート取らなきゃいけない。パスポート取るか。
For Vitality, I still don't think that they are currently stable and strong enough to withstand the loss of Anubis and then moving on to a Mirage, which is a very murky territory for them. A map where they're looking for reference wins for quite a while now. So you have an opportunity now. If you're Vitality, you've been granted a pass for an Inferno that wasn't exactly the highest level, but you got the pistol rounds going, and you had your crazy round at the end, and you push it over the finish line. That's fine. You have to strike right now when the iron is hot. You have to get on that action. You have to get to the 2-0.
Oh, absolutely. And especially considering the last time they won, they beat
俺
Complexity
も
on
子
this
供
map,
が
and it
欲し
was
い。
Flames having to put up a monstrous performance. So, yeah, this is now or never for Vitality.
Yeah, now or never indeed. So we got like about 25 seconds before we get in. I haven't asked anyone for any predictions, but since this match is so personally invested, are Vitality doing this one?
Yeah, they do. 2-0 Vitality.
2-0 Vitality, he's a believer. Anyway, guys, as always, loads of fun on the desk. The crowd getting settled back into their seats. But they're going to be standing up because now I'm about to throw you over to Harry and Hugo to bring this one to life.
A map in the pocket for Vitality, but Cloud9's big gamble of Anubis, a map that they are undefeated on in the major circuit.
Okay,
From
let's go.
RMR to the major itself, they've got faith in their pool, but do they have faith in themselves? Because they're going to need it here.
That's a huge question. Vitality's no sleeper either, right? 7-1 in the past 6 months on this map, but their only loss to this exact roster. Vitality look for vengeance in this map. And in this match, Mirage is uncertain, and they don't want to go there. Can Vitality make it clean and clinical on this stage? Cloud9 with a brick wall on Inferno. They got brittle, they got broken apart after that eco round win. And now Vitality look to go all the way, round the world, back to this A site. Got a double setup here, Electronic baiting with a smoke out. And Axel, a commendable performance in the first map, keeping up his elimination stage run. But with the entirety of Vitality coming his way.
Gonna have their work cut out for them. Electronic underhands that smoke in, dropping it close, and even goes on to open. Cloud9, they will lose the point, man. Electronic is spammed out.
スモーク持ってさ、ショルダーピークしてやるやつさ、結構さ、
Apex has played Cloud9 like a fiddle here. The
怖いんだよな。
and he finds the
あんまり好きじゃない。特にこの近距離になるやつ。遠距離でさ、チラチラしたやつはいいけどさ、近距離でさ、あれやるのめっちゃ好きじゃない。超怖い。
Cloud9 a little ways out is Axel, so they've got to wait. They've got to be patient. Wait till everyone is ready to strike. Apex spotted inside Wu to take the next contact. Kills going back and forth, but Vitality will edge it out. And Flames is the man to step up and start this one strong. That is every pistol round in this series going the way of Vitality.
Oh, those footsteps and rotations being run are music to Apex's ears. He plays them for a fool, and Cloud9, you can feel the pressure falling on their heads right now. The fact that they full rotate off of the B side when they even have a smoke in the way at A, that is desperation for Cloud9. A disastrous call to make. And no doubt that Apex has outcalled Boomage in this matchup already, despite a strong T-side start on Inferno. Vitality one-up them in that offensive half. And a pistol round deploys Vitality for a strong start on Anubis as well. Remember, when we saw this team take on and lose the Cloud9 and the RMR, it was not close. 13-5. It was a stop for Cloud9. But it was also a map Vitality knew was coming in today, one way or another, 2 or 3, that was the question. So you know Vitality are ready.
I'm glad you talk about this head-to-head of Apex v Boomage because, you know, one of the things that I think has been so cool is watching this evolution of Apex as a player from ending his Source career on that very game squad all the way through into CSGO where he had to live through the French shuffle, he had to rebuild himself, moving off of the entry role into that IGLing territory, a task that he said he always wanted to do but didn't feel comfortable doing, not until he had to when Alex stepped out of this roster.
What the fuck?
So over time you've witnessed him constantly evolve. Another challenge emerges when Vitality make the call to go international. And so he's dropped into a whole new environment.
ゲーマーレギオンキオズキックしたの
This guy has always been able to adapt. He's always been able to overcome. And so if he has gone away and he did do the prep after they got beaten down by Cloud9.
あ、じゃあケオズどっか入るんだじゃあ。ケオズ良かったよね成績。あれ？俺ケオズを一押しプレイヤーにしてたはずなんだけど。あ、そんなに良くない今。あれ？ケオズ悪くなまた始まった。
And on top of that, ZOWIE even being sick in that elimination stage. You know, that's a rarity. ZOWIE farms groups. But at least he's shown up here for the stage. That T side was a great side.
ああ、成績悪いな。あれ、ケオズ。成績下がってるな。一時期良かったんだけどな。
Squad up here on the stage at a major.
I mean, this is just the beginning, right? Of course, you have questions about that second quarterfinal, the FaZe Spirit conundrum, the possibility, maybe some would say probability, that we have ZOWIE Woothing a matchup we've yet to have. But you got to get there first. And Cloud9 don't look too disturbed just yet. Talk about star players turning in-game leaders, electronic on your screens. He had to go through the same thing in Cloud9. It was quite the opposite to Apex, I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, the difference there was, right, where Apex was able to kind of overcome that emotional barrier and keep going with the leadership role. Electronic wasn't.
Hey, he even said it himself. He gets too emotional, he gets too invested. He shuts down at times. And so it always felt inevitable that Cloud9 would have to fix the roles in this team. It's always been the biggest talking point, lack of AWP, lack of in-game leader, lack of identity, but not lack of firepower.
No, it's certainly not with Axal's form looking to have a serious uptick. I mean, I know they fall down in that first map, but some of the kills he was getting, some of the flicks that were coming through, you could just, you know, for a moment it was like you were watching Axal at its very best, and that's something that's been out of reach for the longest time now.
He was a one-half hero though, Harry. Need that consistency across the board, and that has been the biggest problem for Cloud9, what we call them the rotating door of rifles. Anyone can step up on the stage or a match. But there's no guarantees, and without that, quarters may be as far as you go. How can you establish an era or a dynasty or take trophies with such unreliable results? Cloud9 are getting put to the test in this opening round.
Someone that it's well worth talking about. Spinks on our screens, just kind of taking a moment to take it all in, looking out into the crowd.
The last, two majors or 3 majors ago, rather, Spinks quarterfinal against this very core of Cloud9. He was in Ents, they were in Na'Vi. Back at Antwerp, well, we know how that went. Na'Vi all the way to those finals.
Yeah.
Right now, he's looking for revenge.
And Spinks, before he headed into that semi-final, he even said he wanted to play versus that Na'Vi squad. He wanted to beat them. He wanted a chance to play up against the very best. And in that series, even though they got banged out, Spinks was the guy trying to keep his squad in it. And even when he left that Ends team, where he kind of kick-started his whole career and moved to this Vitality squad, he admitted that was a very tough decision, but at the end of the day, he wanted to lift trophies. And so that was his reason for joining Vitality. That's what this team is supposed to do. And so that little tech pause out of the way. We're ready to get right back into this. Royal Arena, come on, let me hear you! That's more like it. Okay, Vitality have won the pistol. They've often been good at converting them. I don't need to tell you that. And Cloud9 aren't bringing any resistance to the party this time. They want to get those rifles out straight away. There should be very little room for this one to get weird.
CT side Anubis, an extremely uncomfortable position to be, an unenviable position to be for Cloud9. So already as Vitality continue their hot streak of converting pistols, I'm assured in this round,
今俺リツイートしたやつだ。
Cloud9 once again
やっぱ NVIDIA のドライバーだ。PC が CS2 クラッシュすると。
defense doing them no favors
あれなのかもね。
in this series.
調子悪たろうな。
This is a lock-in round, and Cloud9 know it. There was no illusion in their minds. They're very much playing for when those rifles come out. And you mentioned it, they've been playing on the back foot all series long with no pistol rounds found so far. They've always had to try battle back into this from behind.
Okay, overcommitment, but it shouldn't be an issue. That gun gets grabbed. And crisis averted for Vitality. It's
ちゃんとチェックしてる。
almost as clean as it could be.
Last time these teams matched up on this map, Cloud9 dominated them, and so they want to get back to those winning ways as fast as they can. They need something to look forward to in this series, and this was supposed to be it. It was a Hail Mary of a pick. A lot of people anticipated that Overpass would be the map we see come through for this Cloud9 squad.
And that was off the back, that previous game, off of an 8-round CT side. So this is where Cloud9 should be comfortable. That's against the rule, that's the exception. So what did Vitality learn from that loss? Aggressive start for Hobbit, attempting to swing through that dark smoke. Won't meet Vitality there. And even as he exits his path, fraught with danger, grenades going through in that mid-pop as well. Flames finds Electronic getting aggressive. There's another one coming through, and Axar's hit for his head. Takes a second kill.
So much damage done down to these players outside of A. Both Mezzi and ZOWIE are low. Vitality are going to look to punish this.
詰めるか詰めないか詰めないか。うんちも下がったな。いやーこれは一人で二人倒さなきゃいけないな。
As the gamble going for Cloud9, that's the question on the tip of
4対2。
Apex's tongue.
一人いさてたらダメ。
Can he find the answer?
一人で2キル以上しなきゃダメだ。
Attempted an opener
き
for
つい。
six, nothing is found. Nothing is guaranteed, and nothing in this A site but Boomich.
Something's called him back. Drops back into the site. Smoke off over in main. Vitality were grouping for the A hit. Boomich is all that stands here for Cloud9. Two low players on the other side of this smoke in ZOWIE and Mezzi. And Boomich with the weight of the world on his shoulders. Is that too much to bear? Smoke blowing open.
いややれないか。バイタリティ攻め方うまー。
That was a huge opportunity for Boomich, right? Two players in his crosshair, the low player first, even on that smoke break, but perfect utility on the execute for Vitality. They answer the call and keep theirs as well. 3-0 off of this T side.
たこ焼き食いてえな。この前セブンイレブンの冷凍の銀タコ食ったらたこ焼きうまかったんだよな。
The pressure of this stage is a very different beast.
たこ焼きってたまに食うとうまいんだよな。俺関西人じゃないけど。マジでたまに食うとうまい。
It's the thing though, you know, you talk about pressure. This is where you have to rise to the occasion. You have to step up. Someone like Flames on the other side, right? He's adjusting
土日の
fantastically to this.
休日のさ、
20 years old, youngest player on Vitality, and he's had standout
野球見ながら
performances on both maps.
食うたこ焼きもうまい。休日食うたこ焼きね、カリカリがいい。揚げたこ焼きうまい。夜食べるつまみはしみしみたこがいい。
Followed it up the next year as well.
Of course, a couple more in there, a couple years later, and I mean, even now, we've never had a teenager be #1 in their debut year.
Oh, Exile.
It's a nice play, but they just crossed past it. These new smokes are beautiful to look at. But they're not doing Cloud9 any favors.
たこ焼きってたこ焼きがね、家で作れないもんな。たこ焼き買うか。たこ焼き買っても絶対家で1回使ったら2回目使わねえ可能性大なんだよ。
A lot of the time in this portion of the map, and right now Vitality have dodged that threat time and time again. So clearly work has gone in. They were ready for this today. The A defense is just Boomich on a USP, and even as Electronic moves in to join him, great, now there's a P250 here as well. That's hardly a winning recipe. And Vitality, full onslaught of util. Full focus as they come through. One out of Boomich on the USP, but he's got to do more, and he can't. Mezzi secures both the openers. Vitality are home free in this round. Maybe if Spinks gives this one up, but he's not being overzealous. Instead, he's just holding for this swing back in. And now he's got Mezzi alongside him.
いいバイタリティうまいな。
Signed and sealed here for Vitality to send a
うまい
message
チー
to
ムうまいよ。
Cloud9. We will abuse this A-bomb side. And with a doubt with that pistol round thrown in, that late lurk through dark, Cloud9 can't always be confident that that's necessarily where Vitality are going, even if they find that opening kill. A couple of rounds of clean executes for Vitality has set a precedent to start this map. 4-0, Cloud9 need to come back.
And Apex is acutely aware of how he's making Cloud9 feel. It felt like back with Inferno, Cloud9's whole game plan was to try and bully Apex over towards B, deny that banana control, get rid of that early. And we saw the effect that that had. Vitality started leaning more players over towards that side of the map. And then that would open up other avenues later on in the game. Vitality are now seeking to do the same thing. They want Cloud9 paranoid. They want that A site scared. They want extra numbers pulled over towards A because we already saw in the pistol. They've got that ability to change direction on the fly.
このラウンドでどうなる
Which
か。
is all comes out early. It's a great map for it. Lots of opening positions to be played.
音バグってね。
Lots of moves to be made.
PGL 音バグってるだろ。
To dark, but they get an HE right on his head. Boomich is not looking to tackle with the best. Spinks holding strong outside of B. Again, Vitality play towards the water. They're giving time and space for not only ZOWIE to find a kill, but for Flames to keep the pressure on middle. All over the map, Cloud9 losing information, losing real estate. They've got to take something. It's going to be B.
To do that, they've got to get through Spinks,
今日
which
スピンク
is
ス調
easier
子いい
said
ね。
than done.
今日スピンクスとフレームズのこのダブルイスラエルコンビが調子いい。バイタリティが。さっきのインフェルノもちょっと左右序盤外し気味だったけど、このフレームズスピンクスコンビがしっかり切り取ってた。
Concede that opening kill. Boomich besting ZywOo, but Perfecto is caught in the crossfire. Boomich has got to do this all alone now. This all on his back is the only thing that stands between that and the Vitality round being won. Boomich
メインアウパーじゃない。 メインアウパーじゃないよ。厳しい。
ZOWIE is just so damn fast. Even as Perfecto's on that wider angle, he somehow removes him from the round before Boomich gets the trade off. And that is a worthy 1-for-1 for Vitality. Cracking open an undefended B-bomb site, where even Boomich's antics on the AWP are not enough. Not a surprise, as this has been the biggest question point for Cloud9. High highs, low lows, no AWP, the most pivotal role in Counter-Strike. And Cloud9 have been unable to feel those huge boots left by Shiro. Will be on this very stage later today. Vitality proving that Cloud9 8-round CT side might just be an anomaly in this stage matchup.
Right now, it's not like Cloud9 have anything to go off of. It's not like anyone's been given that heroic
いいよ
performance thus
な
far.
1年に2回の楽しみだよ、メジャーのさ。バイタリティが出続けてくれれば。
It is a slow start across the board.
Yeah. And what a sad way for Cloud9 to fall apart if that's what we're going to get in the second map as well, because their major run has been absolutely phenomenal. Near flawless from the RMR, a 3-0, a win over Vitality, straight into the major, taking down big dogs, taking down Na'Vi, G2. Their only loss in this whole circuit is to Spirit, and we'll give them that. Vitality, sure, they've been fairly clean, but they've not nearly faced the same level of opposition that Cloud9 have had to contend with. Wins over Imperial, the Mongols. And sure, complexity made them work for it. And that warm-up came at the right time. Vitality red hot in the Royal Arena.
Is there any stopping them? Is there any slowing
これはバイタリ
down
ティか
this
な
B side?
守られたか、俺たちのピッケムは。さすがにな。
Cloud9 have not had solutions.
もう流れは完全にバイタリティだもん。
Vitality have been full of those.
ジャンプしたやつが悪い。
Boomich here finds its way over towards B once
思わ
again.
んか。
Vitality
ジャンプしたやつ
once
が悪
more
い。
set their eyes on this A site.
It's again painstakingly slow on these T sides for Vitality, getting all their ducks in a row. And knocking down Axile, he's trapped out. That Molly forces a fight, he'll only take one.
Does well to get out of it with a 1-for-1 there. The util would have wrecked him, so he had to take that swing. Vitality aren't feeling pressure to commit. They've still got plenty of time left to play with. They like toying with Cloud9. They like getting in their heads. They want them doubting every move, and so as Cloud9 have adjusted heavy over towards middle, over towards A, Hobbit is left as the sole B-site defender. Spinks has been waiting back at B long since the start of the round. Hobbit pushes into dark. It's just the 1-for-1 as ZywOo's AWP fires off in reply.
Some of the most phenomenal trading for Vitality in this map so far. No kill goes unpunished, no play comes out for free. And now a free B-bomb site in its entirety. A smoke to stop Perfecto from getting involved. That bomb doesn't have to cross. ZywOo can take this fight if he wants, but it would be risky. Oh, he can wallbang.
あぶみドゥーザイウの背負ってた。アウポが背中から出ていた。いやー、これはなー。アウポが長いから壁の後ろから出てた。
About time.
Taking out the most decorated AWPer that we have in these major playoffs. And he's the guy where the AWP's just the decoration. But look at this, he spots her arm, he takes the leg 2 times over.
Can't be one and done. It's got to be the start of something here on a very difficult half.
I mean, in that game, we touched upon it earlier on when these teams have matched up on this map last time. Boomich did actually outshine on that AWP, which is a wild thing to even take into consideration. But a little 2K like that, to put some wind in his sails, he starts this round off aggressive over towards A main.
It's a very different day. It's very different stakes.
明日も仕事だから、今日は早めにバイタリティが勝つことを祈って早めに寝るか。
Of course, that's around the vitality. Leave this position open completely. Nice nade to put pressure on.
ネムシネモだが。
To walk all the way through middle. They can play the fade of this smoke. They use it to spot. Apex with little tricks on this mid take.
いや、スモーク返すの遅い。いやー、それはね、アクサイルがスモーク返すの遅いよ。いや、バイタリティうまい。こうなるから俺味方嫌なんだよな。マジで。あなるじゃん。わかる？ショルダーピークしてチラッチラッチラッとして来た瞬間にスモーク返そうとしてさ、出てきちゃうんだよな、相手が。
But not in this game. Flames is here to stay, that much is apparent.
And he's the reason they got hit so clean as well. That game over complexity was an absolute struggle for Vitality. He had to drag them out. It was on this map. He came through with a massive second pistol round with a 3K that propelled them into a comeback. It put them 3-1. They needed the help. They needed extra hands. ZOWIE's were not working. And right now we're seeing that statement from Boomich after the 3-0 opening stage come true. I am not a stable AWPer, he claims. Continuing to show us one glimmer of hope, one nice round in the mix, but with the exception of that, it's been all misses.
And they're so determined to keep it in play. They keep going back to it. Boomich donning that AWP again. And it will be a focal point for this CT side. It will be something you have to keep an eye on here. You have to acknowledge no one else showing up around him. He sits top of the board for Cloud9 in spite of the missteps. And so this AWP has something to answer for, but where is everyone else for Cloud9?
Vitality have not lost this trade in dark one round. Ollie forces a decision. Hobbit must escape. Vitality get this one for free finally. There is blocking util on this B bomb site, but it has to hurry up quick. It has to come through as Perfecto drops his final nade. Vitality emerge into the site. ZywOo can't find that entry kill. Hobbit holds for one, but again, not enough. Feels like it won't be the last time we say that for Cloud9. They crumble. A brittle B site.
Electronics trying to make a move here. Trying to rejuvenate the squad as he plays through this smoke, but tagged up on the push. Axile instead tries to take up the mantle of the man to pull this back, but set up from the flashbang. Apex puts Flames in a spot to succeed, and he continues to exert that dominance over this T side.
これバイタリティ強いですね。これある
Flames is
か？
absolutely on fire. That position gained up on the lip so he can wait for the flash. He was in no hurry. He just wants to end this round and take everything away.
He saw the AWP. He knows Boomich is here, and they want that gone. This AWP is the only threatening thing coming out next round, and it will get removed. Vitality aren't just confident anymore. They do not respect Cloud9. They want this win to be a brutal and swift vengeance. Another timeout for Cloud9, but I don't think that this will be enough to save them here.
This is fantastic for Vitality. There is no doubt about it.
バイタリティ応援団とかしてさ、どうやって取ってるんだろうね。
It's always, or it's usually downhill after winning the major. It's so hard to keep it up. Especially when roster changes.
こうやって固まって取るのってさ、サッカーとか行くだったらさ、決まってるじゃん。どこっち側に立って席に座れるビジターとさ、これないじゃん、ビジター。どう取ってる
Exactly what this team was made to do. Exactly what you'd expect from the caliber of players this roster fields, and the captain is keeping them in it. Anything but calm. Ferocious T-half of Anubis right now. Another AWP, another heavy investment. Will these purchases ever pay off?
even if that orb starts firing on all cylinders, even if somehow Boomich rises to the occasion, he's not the big issue in this one. There's no supporting cast around him, and so sure, they're putting a lot of money in to keep bringing it out. You got to have some faith in this orb on Boomich right now. Flames, full faith in this guy. 12-2, topping the charts for Vitality, and carving a path to the semi-finals. It's all Flames. 8-1, another save for Cloud9. This is getting dismal, this is getting brutal. This is exactly how Vitality, if you asked them, this is exactly how they would envision a grudge match between these teams going down. This is how you want to propel yourself into those semis. You need the confidence up. You want Flames believing in this squad and bringing his best.
Oh, he is not stopping right now. Absolutely brutal. Got to save this orb in something, but is it nothing for Cloud9? 4 major winners on this squad. They are crumbling under the bright lights. And it's recency bias. It's the next generation. It's the young stars shining for Vitality. Flames doesn't have this stage experience. It is not deterring him. Absolutely dominating the server. And no successor for Cloud9.
And this has even been the story throughout the rest of the major so far for Vitality. It's been spearheaded by Spinks and by Flames. And Flames is showing his
おお、フレーム強い今日。
He has become what Cloud9 feared.
逆に今日ちょっとザイウね、アウプちょっと微妙いけど、全然これフレームズ先頭でワンピックして倒せるのでめちゃくちゃいい。
Boomich is holding on tightly to this AWP. He's clutching his mouse right now like never before, hoping that he can do something, he can deliver anything to Cloud9. They don't make life easy for Orpers, they don't make life easy for Boomich. A fast reposition out of Dark. Gets posted on main. Vitality are going to come walking into this AWP. Perfecto dead as he tries to make a play, and now it is just Boomich left in the clutch.
Trying to get ahead of them. He's trying to read one step further than Vitality, but they don't fear, they don't cower.
いやーこれモネシーだったらキルしに行っ
back
てた
into
け
the
どな。
bomb site as Boomich goes around the world, hoping, praying. The Vitality overdo this, but they don't. Determined walk into this B bomb site. And a plant that puts them well and truly in a winning
やっぱ本職アウパーじゃないとこれこうなっちゃうんだな。
Maybe guaranteed. Can Boomich even justify this rotation?
And this is just a brutal way to lose a round. For Boomich, you know, he was trying to build into this one. He gets that first kill, was in the right place, and he tries to get ahead of it. That's the leader in him, trying to outread the opposition. But it leaves him far and away from winning this clutch. And so it will never even get attempted. Now, not only are they getting outperformed, they're getting outcooled, they're getting outmaneuvered, they're getting outread. Vitality coming through with their A game.
Yeah, I gotta say, you know, even though Flames is red hot right now, he's 15-2, he's looking indomitable. The calling has been fantastic for Vitality. No kill has gone untraded, with the exception of ZOWIE walking through that smoke. Vitality have been so cautious, they've been so together. Axel has been offered nothing more than a 1-for-1 on A main, and he was the star of the show back on Inferno. He was a guy getting the rounds going for Cloud9. He has just been absolutely iced out in this map as an A anchor. A very difficult position on a good day. Vitality make it look like hell on earth. And so Apex's leadership once again putting Vitality at the forefront of a major run. Simply 4 rounds from semis. And a quick day in the office.
You can't even imagine what this must feel like for Flames. This is one of these like career highlight moments. This is one of these career defining matches.
Yeah, look at Spinks, he's 1-4. He's not a factor. We haven't said ZywOo's name. None of this matters.
And you know, when you're on a team with someone who had to rise as fast and as hard as ZywOo, and everyone's talking about you, that speaks volumes. ZywOo decides he wants to be brought into that conversation. Gets involved here and now. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. It's ZOWIE's double kill that tees up Vitality for double digits.
They're making it look like Inferno. 1-2 kills. You just run around. Cloud9 are trying to get aggressive to regain space. But Vitality are still waiting on their default. This will give them something. This will give them more kills. It's going to get worse before it gets better. But Flames a missed shot, and Electronic keeps Cloud9 in consideration.
Awkward thing here, this is actually one of the better spots you've been in to attempt a retake, and even then, Spinks roars to life. Haven't even had to mention him throughout this game so far, but he gets his, and Vitality looking to get theirs is now Cloud9, 2 versus 4, and it might be another dismal save. With each one of these, they have to sit there, let the round wash over them, let the game wash over them. They can't come to terms with their failures here, but they have been let down in this second map. It felt wild. The Anubis pick comes through. That's Cloud9 believing in their pool.
やっぱアウプ必要だね。アウプがこのチームのアウプが必要。
They have come through prepared.
Yeah, you almost wonder if Cloud9 got into their own head right with that veto.
さすがにノーアウプで勝てんか。
Allowed as a third. Short Mirage was never going to be comfortable for Vitality, but Cloud9 make a case for the best CT site in the world on overpass, and I bet they are wishing they had the chance to show that today. Obliterated on Anubis. Cloud9 come crashing down.
If this keeps up, right at the dawn of CS2, you might have the most dominant loss in a major playoff game, right? Just looking to come down the pipeline as a CS2 record set early, pending any 13-0s in the remainder of the tournament. It's a pretty rough one to have to try and beat.
まあ誰かがクビになるかもな。
Keep their head in it right now. Relentless AWP investments. Sure, it paid off with that one round.
シンプルは欲しいけどな。
Or is it just a flash in the pan?
だからナビにシンプル戻してワンダフルが信頼に入るか。まあこれでアウパーが手に入る。ナビもシンプルが戻る。この可能性はゼロじゃないと俺は思う。
Two of the most terrifying stars of Cloud9, but snuffed out, eclipsed in this map. Axel Electronic on a final stand.
And that's actually how much Electronic is shaking right now. Look at him go. Up close towards me, and Axar holds this tight line, looking for anything, but he's out of it. Check out.
Oh!
Just might bring them back in right when you thought it was over. Shooting for the stars at 2 on the half. And what a time for him to have stepped up here. This was about to be a wash, no contest. Still very much could be, but Cloud9 looking for anything, clutching at straws, clutching at Electronic. ZOWIE forced out by the Molotov into that AWP. And now it's just Spinks. Stone cold on the first half, never had to do anything, was never required. Left in a rough 1v4, and Electronic rising to the occasion with 4 kills. Last of the half is put up by Cloud9.
Absolutely nothing to celebrate, not even a smile on the face at this point, because Cloud9 have still lost every single pistol in this series. The conversions, for the most part, clean on Vitality. They've got to break the streak at the hardest point in the match, at their last dawn on this playoff run. It never even begun.
アクサイル前髪ベジータってきてだんだんこの反り込んこの部分がだんだんベジータやばし。
Usually those are the ones you're celebrating over, but there's nothing to celebrate when you get 2 rounds on your CT side. Not when it was the CT side that carried you to that dominant win over this squad last time you matched up. Vitality, they just refocus. They want this one over and done with now, and nothing in this series is there to suggest that Cloud9 have got what it takes to win a pistol round. If they lose this pistol, then it is not left to the imagination, not left to wonder as to why they lost this series. They would not have picked up a single pistol on both maps. Vitality, it's the expectation. It's what we're used to. They're looking to make moves in the mid-round to complicate matters, pushing out through B main. Boomich and Perfecto are here. They spot that push at least. Electronic picks up a kill over in middle. Starting to pick up form at the end of regulation. Hobbit with that reply at least gets the trade onto Flames. A huge kill to find with the form that Flames is showing here. So now Spinks is left as the sole defender of this B site.
This is a nice move. It's going to give Vitality a bit of info. It will let Mezzy gamble, but it's still up to Spinks. Silent in that first half. Alone in the back of the site. The backstab a second too late. Spinks is covered by smokes, but he's got a sight line here.
Spinks Meiji nice. Spinks. Oh my gosh. しまった。
Not just in this map, not just in this series, but in the pistols as well.
What a turnaround. You thought for a moment if you're Cloud9, you had something going your way, but Mezzy and Spinks robbed that pistol.
I think they even missed the smokes there. That smoke's in the middle of the site. There's one on CT. That feels like it's meant for Temple. Cloud9 crumbling under the weight of major winners. Here they go, a final ditch hurrah, a force with no plant, explosion into this site. Mezzy is caught with a Molotov in hand. He's got a crossing help, but it won't last long. Cloud9 break in, then they break down. Apex is here to hound them. And this might be as good as done.
Axar's a long way away. Vitality are going for the throat. They want this to be embarrassing. They want this to be one-sided. They want to go into the semi-finals riding a high, and they just might. One round away from it.
GG かな。
And Apex, as the tenured captain, as the veteran, is the one that opens up that retake. There is no doubting Vitality are here in Copenhagen, and they mean business.
They brought their cohort. Almost feels like home advantage, but Paris was last year. And in the present moment, Cloud9 take a breather. They take their final opportunity. A timeout up against elimination point here at the playoffs. Vitality making a statement. Spirit of your favorites, we're here to play as well. Cloud9 certainly can't get in their way.
Showing as well that the talent on this roster is far deeper than just a ZOWIE. This has been all about Flames. This one's been all about Spinks. ZOWIE's barely had to lift a finger. His teammates have got this. He believes in them. And so this could be it. This could be Vitality reaching the semi-finals right now in ludicrously dominant fashion. Cloud9, they've looked done since the midpoint of that first half. They have been overpowered, they have been outcalled, they've got nothing to show for this Anubis pick. A map that has been nothing but kind to the Cloud9 squad becomes their greatest enemy in a major quarterfinal.
And after such a clean run, such a dominant run from RMR to the playoffs, one lost series in a BO1 to the world favorites. And Cloud9, nothing short of indefensible in this series. Vitality, again, info play, gathering it towards B. It's going to free up rotations. They know Cloud9 are in the middle. They're using util to block, to buy time. ZOWIE has the vault. He sees them coming.
Flames and ZOWIE here to withstand this. They will open up.
Ooh.
Getting involved. And now it's just Flames. Toppled and run down. Spinks on the rotate out through middle. Vitality sit a man up in this retake. They want this one over and done with here and now. And one man stands between them and that semi-final. Today, V is for victory and for vengeance.
やったぜ。俺たちのピックも守られた。
They might have fallen to Cloud9 last time around, but they get their revenge here and now, and it's Cloud9 who wilt away on the big stage.
Yeah, fantastic signs on that first map, but Cloud9 absolutely disappear. An indefensible orb, even the leadership lacking on these T sides, and Cloud9, there is no silver lining in this Cloud.
They will need more performances like that from Flames, more performances like this from Spinks, and they're going to need ZOWIE come that semi-final. As even though we get that ZOWIE donk matchup, they'll need these
この後4時から、スピリットと、フェイズの試合あって超見たいけど4時はさすがにきついから寝ます。この時間まで配信見てくれてありがとう。また明日金曜日だからさ、明日配信見る。スピリットが勝っていることを祈ろう。それでは、どうやって YouTuber をやるんだっけ。
オツでした。
オツでした。また明日。あ、配信停止ボタンあったわ。これだ。おやすみ。また明日。